wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patent it. Being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past and the pettiness. A reflection of the emptiness, hilarious. You think you're with my time, you're delirious, mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior, inferior. You know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it. I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I never several ages of bacon. Modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, fuck everybody, just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gon' rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Good morning, YouTube. Hi, guys. I missed you guys as much as I know you guys missed me. I saw all the messages. I'm alive. I'm alive. Every now and again, you just need, taking downtime here is much different than just getting away. And I got away with a couple friends and we went to the beach, but not just any beach. We went to the Atlantic Ocean. And I've got to tell you, those waves were freaking huge. Apparently, they've seen bigger waves than that. I'm like, this looks like surfer waves, right? Like these things are just crashing all over. I'm wanting to get into the water. I just had to get into the water with these huge waves crashing over me, right? And I had fun. Those waves knocked me, I got to tell you, they knocked me around like a rag doll. You know, you're standing there and you're trying to fight the surf and it just knocks you over and water goes over your head and sand gets in places sand should not be. But I had a great time. It was literally those waves. I tell you what, you just, and this I can tell you, like, I don't really do the beach. Like she's wanting to come down here and do beach. And I'm like, yeah, the beaches around here, we're on the Gulf, right? It's not the Atlantic Ocean. It's the Gulf of Mexico. We don't get a whole lot of, it's usually very relaxed and stuff like that. But I had just a blast with those waves. I was standing out there. I was sitting out there. I was drowning out there. They had flags. I didn't know, like I very rarely ever see a flag of surf, like the surf flag, like the red flag, the double red flag, the yellow and red flag, the yellow flag. I didn't realize, I've lived in Florida my whole life. Didn't realize what these flags meant. I never noticed them because again, we're in the Gulf of Mexico, which is pretty calm. I mean, it gets a little choppy, but not like that beach at all. Not like that beach at all. And when I was walking out there, it had a red flag. And so apparently there's rip currents and stuff. That's what the red flag means. It's like really, really choppy, but it's not a double red flag. And a double red flag must be like insane, right? So I'm out there, but I'm having a blast. I'm sure the people on the beach must have thought it was the first time I had ever seen water. I tell you. Anyways, good morning, guys. Happy Thursday. I am so excited. I paid for my ticket to go to the Student Action Summit in Tampa, and I've kind of been bouncing back and forth whether to even go. And so I may not be live Friday, Saturday, or Sundays. 22nd, 23rd, and 24th is when I'm going to that. I bought my ticket back in the end of April, beginning part of May for this event. And I almost forgot about it. And I was actually going to not be back right now. I was going to stay for a few more days, but my friend Libby called and said, "Oh, I'm in town. I'm going to go to that event and I can't wait to see you. I'll see you Friday." And I'm thinking, Friday? Is it already that time? And it is. And so I had to cut. The plans were kind of, I knew they were coming, but didn't, it was just kind of like when everybody got off work and blah, 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 blah. So, but we had a great time, and I got a little bit of sun, but not like totally burnt. I guess I'm a little red, but not totally burnt. So anyways, just wanted to tell you guys where I've been having fun, and I let loose. Me and my girls, it wasn't quite Girls Gone Wild to the extent of what we see on videos, but us old ladies get down. We get down. Good morning, Belinda. Linda Kirk, nice to see you. Sheila, Bullhorn Freddy is present. Emmylou. I am Team Summer was having Bullhorn Betty DTs. Vicky, good morning. Quinny, Alyssa, Tammy T, nice to see you. Kathleen, nice to see you. Karen Davis, good morning. Connie Branch, Daniela, is it Daniela? I'm sorry if I chopped your name up. Really am. Sharon, nice to see you. Oh, Kim, hey girl. Hey Sonia, nice to see you. Patty Ponytail. Margaret, good afternoon from Scotland. Well, love to see you guys from across the pond. Nice to see you. Yes, I saw. I stayed. I tell you what, I was a trooper. I stayed and watched the whole thing unfold. Guys, you know what? Bullhorn Betty got whichever audience member, God bless you. I have not been called so far. I mean, my time is coming because, as the pool gets smaller and smaller, we're getting the people that, people off the island that people don't. But anyways, God bless the person that called in. I hadn't even been called. Nobody put me on the chopping block, and somebody called and asked for me to be saved. So I had, instead of a 1, I had a -1. That's a good position to be in. So thank you, whoever did that. But Perplex QT. You guys know my feelings about that woman. She is off. She had to walk the plank. She walked the plank. But he doesn't tell us whether they're I guess because it's not a violent island, so they have the opportunity to swim. So they're not tied. They had an opportunity to swim. What did he call it? Like shark something? I don't remember. Somebody's gonna have to fill me in. I can't remember. But they have to swim through shark something. Sonia, good morning. Good morning, love. Annabelle, nice to see ya. Anissa, man, she was working her tail end off. She thinks she's got to work on Bullhorn Betty's channel. Man, she's got it lucky over here compared to what she had to go through yesterday or last night on Dolly's channel. Anissa was just, I could tell. You could see she's counting her fingers. She's like, okay, so I have to add 1. Oh, and now I got to remove that 1. Now I got to add 1. And now I got to remove 2? You did a great job, Anissa. You did a great job. All the mods over there did a great job. All the mods did a great job keeping everything together. Ruby Jean, good morning, my love. Angel, nice to see you. Amy, where have you been? Yes. I've been having fun. I've been having that word we don't get to hear very often. Fun. F-U-N, exclamation mark. It was great. Lipstick and pepper spray. Nice to see you. She ran Collin Wildfire. Yeah, I finally got to call a light, catch a light. Yay. Nice to see you. Thank you. Connie, I don't know if I said good morning to you or not, but good morning. Little Smoky. We use big round floats and ride the waves. I wish I knew the waves. I'm telling you, if I would have known that those waves were that big, I would have gotten something. Because I even looked out there and I'm like, this is surfer water. They're like, nah, that's not surfer water. You know, that's like boogie board water. And I'm like, it looks like surf water to me. Look at these things. I mean, these things are just crashing. And when they come, right? And you're just, and it hits you. No matter how you stand, you can stand to the side, you could turn your back to it, you can try to get it, it doesn't matter. It is just, and you can feel the sand like under your feet. Just as the waves are rolling in, you can already feel the sand pushing out for the next wave. I'm telling you, I have lived in Florida and been at beaches for years, and I have never experienced that. So as you guys can tell, I'm not an Atlantic Ocean beach person. I don't go to the East Coast very often. I don't go, to the Atlantic ever. I'm usually West Coast, Gulf of Mexico. And just an interesting experience. And I have to say, I loved it. And you know what, Anissa? Maybe we need to go over to the East Coast when you're here and go to the beach there, because I'm telling you, I had fun. I felt like a little kid out there in the water for the first time. I have to be honest with you. Were you in Panama City? No. We took a ride over to Myrtle Beach. Wake up. Good morning. Gigi for life. Nice to see you. Sonia Allen. Another Sonia in here. Sonia, you got a sister in crime in here. Moonlight Magic. Ooh, I like that. Susan, good morning. Sasha, Quinny, Selena. And it just jumped up on me, so let me make sure I didn't go too far. There we go. Emma, how are you doing? I hope you are doing well. I hope you're feeling better. We're definitely praying for you. That's for sure. Guys, don't forget to like this video as you come in. If you haven't liked it yet, please go out and like the video. Also, don't forget, I've noticed people have reached out to me telling me yet again, they're not receiving the notifications of the live. Please check your bell. Make sure your bell is set to all. If it's set to all and you're still not getting the notification, go and unsubscribe and resubscribe. Every now and again, YouTube is just like, you got to make sure you still have this content and you still have these people following you. So they just want to make sure everybody's on their toes and everybody's wanting to watch and get notifications. So go out there and get your notifications set up. I sent you. Oh, did you? I didn't see it. Hold on. Let's see if we can find it. Okay. Oh, hey, I guess you did. Let's just make sure there's no move. Okay. Look at her scribble. Oh, hold on. There we go. Sent it sideways, but look at her scribble. She's trying to keep up with all the stuff going on. Oh, Lordy, girl. She was getting it. She was getting it. Sailor 75, good morning. Sorry, guys, my allergies are starting I was fine all morning, but now it's just starting to kick. I could tell. My eyes are starting to burn a little bit. So apologize about that. Mel B, good morning. Oh, you went camping too. Are you friends with Dolly? Were you one of the ones that was out there with Dolly? I heard he was out camping as well. No service. I know. Sometimes I got to tell you, I literally unplugged. I mean, outside of chatting with Anissa and Robin for here and there, and I spoke to Olivia, my best friend, my mom. Outside of that, like I unplugged. Outside of just letting them know I'm okay, and the car's running okay, and everything's okay. I didn't really talk to anybody. I truly unplugged, and it was nice. And that wasn't my intention. Like, I was even telling my friends, I'm like, I got to push 5 videos out tonight and do this and do that. And it was like, man, I just couldn't do it. By the time we stopped, I mean, I was pretty much exhausted and, of course, giggling, laughing, all that good stuff that we, just kind of purges all that gunk. And so I never even got the first video out, right? I brought both my computers. Like, I'm lugging both of these computers around. So I made sure that I had the ability, if something broke, I could go live immediately, and that I could create a couple videos or a few videos. I wanted to do at least 5 videos. And I didn't. I really didn't. Breathless. Good morning. What else do we have? No, I'm in New York. Okay, gotcha. Good morning. She ran calling wildfire. Good morning, hon. Good morning. So we got a lot of stuff to go over because I didn't go live. Like, the last time you guys saw me live was what, Monday, I think. Monday, when I was heading out. And I think I was even meaning to go live. Excuse me. I was even meaning to go live later when I got to where I was going. But when I got to my friend's house, she's like, let's just go do something. And I'm on a road trip. And I'm like, okay, let's go. And so went from going to her house to staying at a nice place on the beach. So, hey, never know which way the tides roll, right? Good morning. Good morning. It's nice to see you guys. Oh, Mike Stevens. Good morning. Nice to see you, babe. Nice to see you. So here's our language of letting go. And today's July 21st. And again, like I said, tomorrow we'll see how everything goes, because the convention center opens up at 7 a.m. And I've got to even put that in my GPS to find out how far away it is from me. Scorpio Stoner, Pebbles, nice to see you. Nice to see you. And I heard Stony Stone called in as well. But it was a battle last night. That was pretty cool. I mean, it was kind of crazy because Doug, no thanks. He was like, just, what did he get? Like, before people tried to start throwing him a raft and started to save him, what did he get? He had like 30 something votes against him. I think he probably had the most votes against him in Turtle Island history. I really do, because they were calling in, and even though he was saved, he was like 30 something. And I think the next person, I hope you're having, oh yes, Scorpio Stoner. Yes, I am. I'm having a wonderful morning. Thank you. Cold French fries. Good morning. How'd Dolly, I think you were saying something, but you accidentally, I do that all the time, Cold French fry, where I'm typing a message, and while I'm typing it, I accidentally hit enter before my sentence is even done. Subtitle needs to listen to Doug. Yeah, I need subtitles to listen, right? So I don't really watch him that much, but I was on his panel, and then we're obviously covering the Dylan Rounds case and every aspect of it. And I don't listen, whether or not I go on your panel or respect you or don't respect you, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, whenever things come up, I'm going to run with it, whether it hurts somebody's feelings or not. And the idea that I'm going to back down from Doug no thanks investigates because he's friends with a con man, it's not happening. It's not happening. I wasn't trying, I don't have nothing against Doug no thanks investigates. There's a lot of women that do, But see, I don't watch him. I don't watch the garbage. Him yelling at women, him disrespecting people. I don't see that because, and it's not him. It's not just him. I don't really watch a lot of YouTube because I find it's too drama filled. And as you know, I mean, everybody on YouTube gets pulled into the drama one way or another, but we really try hard. And you know what? I slip right into it and may go on a banter for 2 or 3 days over the drama. But then we back out and we try not to get into it, but it's easy to get sucked in. So that's why I really don't monitor the chat as much because sometimes I get sucked into it, right? So I let my mods handle the chat on what's acceptable and what's not acceptable in here. We only have 34, I think. Okay, so she's saying that he had 34. When he won, like he was like leading, just leading the charge way past Perplex QT, but she started rising. And I think the people, they either like Doug or they really hate Laura that much that they would rather save Doug and push her off the island. They didn't say, we love Doug, save Doug. It was all just save Doug. And, they wanted to, and people started calling in for Perplex QT. Now, I don't know if I have to assume she's probably not a good sport. And she's probably not going to say her bon voyage video. But, it is all, fun and games. And at the end of the day, it's the audience that chooses. I'm not calling in there placing a bet, right? And if I did call in there, it'd be for a friend. So it doesn't alter the, the balance, right? It would be like for Justice for All, Dolly, something funny, not just saying, oh, I'm going to go for MGL. Like, it'd be funny. Like, I'm going to go for MGL because she's just rising. She's like the cream of the crop. Or I'm going to go for Justice for All because he talks too slow. Or I'm going to go for Dolly because he's just too nice. It's something, satire. If I call in, it would be for satire. Not to vote for somebody I dislike. It would actually, if I were to call in and vote, my vote would probably be for somebody I love and respect, right? Because it's for the audience, not for the creators. So if I did, it would be just for fun and games. Hello, cool gamer, nice to see you. Did I say New Orleans lady? New Orleans lady? Good morning. Pebbles. They dislike Laura that much. Doug had love last night. And he did, man. Doug, I gotta say, with all the, there's a lot of people that aren't too keen to you, man. I would clean it up, but you did have a few. I mean, at least 2 in that chat were diehard Doug supporters. Diehard Doug supporters. Every time somebody would call in and put one, check mark next to him, they were voting with their cash and getting 2 votes to every one. They brought him down from 34 down to 9, and Perplex was through the roof by the time. I agree. I don't watch him enough, and he really got under my, I have to be honest, got under my skin coming in here thinking he's going to bully me off of a realistic. It's not like I was lying about anything about that con PI. I didn't lie about anything. Nissa, stop it. So there has been some rumor mills going around the streets of YouTube. There's been rumor mills going around the streets of YouTube that Blank Screen is a woman. I think that I think Blank Screen was trolled by a woman. I'm not going to say who, but I don't think that Blank Screen is a woman. I actually think the guy's that Blank Screen's a guy. I think Uncle Eddie truly is Uncle Eddie, right? But I think Uncle Eddie was trolled. But again, I'm not going to say by who. I'm not going to say by who. I'll keep that under wrap. Until she doxes herself, then it's all out. You guys are killing me. I called this show once and he rubbed me the wrong way. Just and Amy, I trust your gut, man. Your gut's spot on. Your gut's spot on. When I called him, it was because it was I was on panel because of the conversation he had with Cam and BK, and we're going to get into that. Like, you guys sit down and get your cup of coffee because we're going to be here a minute. I mean, I'm not rushing to get off here this morning. I'm not rushing to be at 2 hours and fun and done. We're going to be here a minute. We've got that much stuff to go over, that much stuff to conversate about. If you look at the top of the chat, I put the link, the StreamYard link, in the top of the chat, right? So if you guys want to come on panel and tell me, and then we're going to open up the phones as well. And you want to tell me, how you're feeling. We got a lot to talk about, folks. We've got a lot to talk about. Fort Lauderdale, P. Shaw, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Bop Head Nurse, good morning. Oh, you changed your name. It's crazy, Nurse. Love it. Love it. Love it. What's the likes up to now? We got 166 people in chat. We have to have at least 85 likes. You guys have smashed that like button. Throw up some thumbs. Throw some thumbs up. Doug was bad before, but his show is 1,000 times worse. That JT, oh yeah, is on it. I can't watch. Yeah, it's bad, and he's not even paying attention to that. It's sad. It's sad. Sasha, oh, Cotton Candy Boobs, nice to see you. Sasha, Vanessa, absolutely. Shaw, absolutely. P. Shaw. We love our people around here. We love our people. If you guys have not subscribed to this channel, please do. If you want to support this channel, you have an opportunity to support it through the Join Me aspect, which we have different levels on there. We have merchandise. We have cash apps, anything you guys want to do, and a wish list for items that we need. Many of you guys know I don't like sitting in the seat. I actually like being out there searching for people. I like being out there in the field. When I come here, it's just waiting for the team to get together and figure out where we're going next, right? And sometimes there's downtimes between that. Oh, and I gotta, you guys remember Paola Miranda Rosa? Remember the girl? Here, actually, let me just run this and you guys will remember it. Oh, Ronnie! Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good morning, love. Good morning, love bug. Nature lover, nice to see you as well. Nice to see you as well. Let me run this and I'll be right back with you guys. Where is it? Gotta remember. That's my initial thoughts. I know I've got it here. Is it this one? Let's see.
The day I met Bullhorn Betty and Jonathan Lee Ridges, they were protesting in front of the Laundrie's home. I began to document them, and little did I know, the three of us would spend the next few months traveling together. Nothing scares us, even if it means crossing a freezing cold river and getting wet. We put our lives in danger because we want to find answers. It gives us purpose, even if it means going undercover to get those answers, or visiting the scene of a crime and paying our respects. Searching for the truth isn't easy. It gets you out of your comfort zone and makes you see things in a different perspective. And it's this perspective that we want the world to see. At the end of the day, we fight for justice. We fight for those who don't have a voice. We fight for those who were silenced. Our next case, we search for Paola Miranda. She was last seen swimming in this river. Here's our Paola's family. Found 2 footprints they believe belonged to her. She left her phone and keys in her car. Her sister tells us that's extremely unusual for her to do that. Stay tuned as we venture deep into Wekiwa Springs State Park to help find her.
I think many people forget, what we do, because they see us behind the screen. We get a lot of new people coming in, a lot of people following us for the first time. Our team has gone over, all over the United States. We've gone all over the United States searching for people. And Paola Miranda Rosa is one that's right here in Florida. in Osceola County. And we went out there, and there was a lot of different things going on with her. You know, the case just we didn't have, don't forget to like, guys, don't forget to like. We didn't have all the, you know, we went through the laundry list of her wandering off, because when we were out in those, that was the one I had quarter size blisters on the bottom of my feet. We did 20 square miles of searching for this woman. And it sounds small. 20 miles sounds small, but when you talk about square miles and you talk about 4 people and you're walking and searching for any kind of little tidbit of information, any kind of clothing, any kind of life, any kind of footprints, any kind of evidence saying that she got out of the water, outside of her being in that body of water. Now, granted, we didn't personally see. A kayaker we interviewed talked about 12 and 14, 10 to 14 foot alligators in that immediate area. So naturally, law enforcement is just dubbing this a gator attack, right? But they found no evidence of a gator attack. They found no clothing consistent with a gator attack, no ripped, nothing. They have found literally zero evidence of a gator attack out there. We went into that thick brush, and she has been out there a lot. So I'm just going on a little tiny tangent before we get to the language of letting go. But anyways, I think we are going to start joining back to that search. At least Bullhorn Betty will be. I'm pretty sure Chronicles of Olivia will also be joining. I'm not too sure with JLR, but you know, I just got a call not over the weekend, because when I was on vacation, it wasn't a weekend, it was a weekday. But just a few days ago, I got a call from her family, and they're still looking for her, and they truly believe that she was abducted. And there was a report actually in the area, I want to say several days to a week after she disappeared, of a lady that got out at a convenience store screaming, trying to get away from a car. And it was reported that they were throwing this lady back into the car. And it was also reported to me. I never corroborated this information with a second source, in that they pushed her back in the car, but her description was very much similar to that of Paola Miranda Rosa. So it is my belief that it is possible. Oh yeah, Melby. Olivia does great work. She does amazing work. And we're actually going to be meeting next week, you know, after this weekend with the whole SAS and everything like that. Olivia and I are going to have a meeting. We're going to go cover a case we don't typically cover. One that's very, it is about our history here in the United States. It is about an era that many of us wish never happened. It's the stain of our country. It's the era. And we're going to be going back in time. And we are going to be, and we're actually working with, many of you guys know we were TikTokers long before we became YouTubers. And we're working with our TikTok family to create an event in Mississippi. And it's regarding, yep, Mike Stevens is right, Emmett Till. And we are going to be going out there here in the near future, just to go back in time. 70 years. We're going back in time 70 years. And we are going to talk about the ugly truth of America. And we are going to be bringing that for everybody to see, which is an important topic, in my opinion, a very important topic. So we definitely want to make sure that that we do a good job. You know, we are getting all of our ducks in a row, and this stuff is not, as many of you guys know, we're very thorough. When our boots hit the ground on scene in any area, we are very thorough. We are already strategized. We already have an idea of how we want things to go. We already have an idea who we want to speak to. We already have an idea of the list of questions we want answered. We already have an idea of places that we want to go and photograph. And we're going to be stepping. Good morning, Miss Robin. Good morning. We're going to step back in time. And with Olivia's help, I guarantee whatever we're getting out of Mississippi will blow your mind. Will blow your mind. But we're going to be working on that next week. I think she said we are going to be leaving the first or second week of August. So it's really that quick. I mean, we're going to have a quick turnaround time, and we're going to be off. We're going to be off in a couple weeks, and we're working with other organizations to help coordinate and help us with everything that we need. Didn't that woman admit to making up those accusations? Yes. And we have to remember, it doesn't matter. Racism back then, it's one thing to be racist. It's another thing to just do ungodly, thinkable things to a human being. I mean, at the end of the day, if the act was despicable, no matter what era it came from. I mean, to have that kind of, I don't even know what to say, to be able to do that to anything, any living creature, any living creature is just, it's sick. And nobody was helped. He never got justice. And, pure evil. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, nice. Good. I love the fact that, and you know what, Turquoise, I actually stick around because I have some questions. We may be coming up to a legal issue, and maybe I could get you some of your insight here in just a little bit. Years ago, his first name was Bruce. I can't remember his last name. Gotcha. Yeah, people are sick. So, but that's coming up, guys. So I just wanted to put you guys on notice that we are going to be going to Mississippi. I'm meeting with Olivia next week. And, we're working with our TikTok family, and this is going to happen. And it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be big. And voices will be heard. And, I'm sorry the lady's old. I really am. I'm sorry she's older, but she should have been in jail, period. I don't care how old she is now. She has escaped responsibility. She has escaped being held accountable for her actions. And it's unacceptable. And if we're going to stand on justice for victims, we have to stand on justice for all victims, not ones that we pick and choose. And this man is a victim and has never got justice for 70 years. And I want to be part of making sure that his family, as well as he, gets justice any way that I can contribute. So anyways, before we get too far, we're already almost an hour in, and I haven't even read The Language of Letting Go. So let's get started. I did not peek under the hood. So bear with me as I read, because I'm reading it for the first time. And if I chop it up a little bit, I do apologize. So July 21st, maybe it's not supposed to feel good. Every night for months, Lori went home from work, turned on her computer, and wrote and rewrote the same thing. I hate my job. I hate it. For 6 weeks in a row, Jonathan complained daily to his friends about his roommate. I can't stand him. He's driving me nuts. I don't like him. For years, right before falling asleep at night, Mindy calculated the number of years she thought it would be until her husband died and she would be free from her wedding vows. Just 15 more years, then he'll be gone. I can have a life. None of these three people were going through what we call a love-hate relationship with their spouse, roommate, or job. All three were involved in hate relationships. They all had one thing in common. They felt guilty for how they felt. Lori kept trying to make herself like her job. Jonathan turned himself inside out trying to get along with his roommate. Mindy continued trying to be a better wife. Be patient with yourself if you have moments and times of not liking someone or something, whether it's your job, your roommate, your home, or your spouse. But it's your consistently and blatantly it is your consistently and blatantly not liking someone or someplace, maybe it's time to move on. But if you're consistent, words matter. But if you're consistently and blatantly not liking someone or someplace, maybe it's time to move on. Watch for patterns in your emotional responses to your life. If you're consistently responding to something or someone in a particular way, entertain the possibility that that person, place, or thing might have outworn its usefulness in your life. Many of us can identify with this statement. I know everybody in this chat needs to hear this statement today, including myself. God, grant me the wisdom to discern when my feelings are urging me to move on. Help me let go of my guilt about how I'm feeling and find a path with heart. I love this book. I love this book. Guys, if you have not gone out and liked, we should at least have 100 likes right now with almost 200 people in chat. So everybody, if you have already liked this page, throw me a thumbs up, and we are going to start rolling out with the program in just a few moments. Yeah. Everybody in this chat needed to hear that. Everybody. We have all been there. This right here truly speaks to my heart. It really does. Day in and day out, I always find something in here that's useful. That is absolutely. Oh, hi, Irene. I missed you this morning. Good morning. Kit Kat. Awesome. And we have all. I don't know how many times in my younger years I dreaded, like it was hard to get up and go to work, or, that there are people that I was friends with and our friendship has changed, right? And now we're down each other's throat. It's like we can't even stand to be in the same room. Why am I still friends with that person? Cut them loose, let them go. Bye-bye, right? Bye-bye. Don't need it. There's too much garbage in our life as is to add more garbage or to take somebody else's garbage. How many times have we been friends with somebody, whether it's family or friends, where they have their problem and we take their problem and put it on us? How many times? I can personally say I'm a Virgo, so I'm naturally a nurturing person. I'm a people pleaser, right? By my design. I'm a type A personality, but I'm a people pleaser. I'm a nurturer, And so I give of myself almost too much sometimes. And sometimes I need to take it back and realize that I cannot be a benefit to somebody else if I am not, firing on all cylinders. So anyways, good morning all. Nice to see you, Guidance. Nice to see you. Don't forget to like this, Guidance. If you don't like it, I'm throwing you out of here. No, I'm just joking. Just joking. We have too much fun. Did you guys hear? We had stuff coming out. I'm a Capricorn. Yeah. Oh gosh, you're just probably very anal. You're very driven. Like I can tell people's personalities, and I don't really give a whole lot of stock into, the astrology and stuff like that. But, I've met, like, I will read a description about, and I tell you when somebody like Geminis, they have the two split personalities. I mean, we even had the lady, she knows she's got a split personality. She calls up on Dolly. She's like, well, I'm a Gemini. Can I get 2 votes? Right? She's like, it's like, everybody knows that it's, you got, Geminis have the Dr. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and the caller knows that. Like, she knows that. She's self-aware. She knows that about herself. And she's like, can I get 2 votes, please? I'm a Gemini. Cancer here. Yeah. It's good. Scorpio. Yep. I'm a Virgo. My birthday is September 17th. Don't forget it. I want cupcakes. I want a party. I want a surprise party, guys. I want a surprise party. My husband's a Virgo. He helps everyone. I'm a Gemini. Oh, man. Well, that's a good balance, though. That's a good balance because you have the highs and lows of the 2 personalities. You can go you know, the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and the Virgo's kind of the stable, the you know, just kind of the even keel. My birthday, September. Oh, Bonnie, we have something in common. Does it make me triple since it's a Cancer and Virgo? Oh, gotcha. Taurus, yeah. I can't believe I got somebody in here that has my same birthday. That's kind of cute. You know what? My best friend growing up. See, I was such a tomboy, but like even in elementary school, I remember my very first best friend was Tyler. He lived across the street from my house, and I didn't even know it. We went to school together, and we used to sit in kindergarten. And you know, when they had nap time, him and I would get like, there was always 4 classes in one big room that had a door. So he was in a different classroom. But at night time, we get right there in at the doorway, and him and I would sit there and chit chat and get in trouble because we're supposed to be napping, and him and I are, you know, throwing notes back and forth, you know, doing stuff like that. And then when I went to middle school, one of my best friends, his name was Kylen, and he had a brother. What was his brother name? Shane. Kylen and Shane. And they had the exact same birthday. They were exactly 2 years to the day apart. Shane was the oldest, Kylen was the youngest, and he was my age, and their birthdays were September 16th. So every year, I think for 25 years, I called to their house every year on September 16th to wish both of those boys and their mom a happy birthday. Oh, wow. We got a lot of birthdays September 17th. We need to have a September 17th party. We got enough people to make a party. We have 3 people right there. You know, you have to show your driver's license. If you're not, your birthday's not September 17th, you can't come. Nice. So we got a few Virgos in here. Nice. But that was a great message. So did you guys hear that there was this little girl that was found in Greenville? And the first thing I thought of Greenville, South Carolina was, you know, crazy dude. And there was someone found, a little, you know, a girl found. And so it was her stepbrother, come to find out. This is him right here, who's 17 years old. Like, he does not look like the kind of person that, like, if I walk next to him at a store, I would never know that this boy is capable of this, right? I would never in a million years, wild years, believe that this boy here is capable of the heinous crimes that he is alleged to have committed. A 17-year-old boy was arrested in connection with the death of his half-sister after she was found dead in a plastic bin. That's crazy. She was 4. On Tuesday, July 19th at approximately 2:45 p.m., the Greenville County Sheriff's Office said deputies found the body of Joanne Lockaby in a bin near a wooded area behind her home at 112 Chase Boulevard. Let's pull that up. What was it? Oops. See where that's located at so we can get a bird's eye view of it. What is it? Chevy Chase. Sorry, guys. Boulevard. Hope you spell it right. There it is. So that was our home. And look at the woods. The woods behind here. So there's nothing out there. I don't know how this boy thought he was going to get away with that. How did they not know? We'll have to dive into a little more about this. We'll go in there. She was reportedly pronounced dead at the scene, but upon further investigation, the sheriff's office said her half-brother, William Hester, was identified as the suspect. Authorities reportedly believe Hester suffocated her, which contributed to her death. So just a sad, sad story. I can't even imagine the parents, I don't know if it was his mom or his dad, that was married, you know what I'm saying? Like he's the half sibling. Is he the half sibling, the contribution from the mom or the dad? I don't know. So let's see here. Yeah, it was very disturbing. Absolutely very disturbing. Absolutely. He looks exactly like what that would grow up to be. Oh, really? You thought that? Just your opinion? I didn't think, when I looked at him at first glance, he looked to me like an old country boy. I would never have thought that this face would be capable of such horrificness. And what would cause him to do that? He's 17 years old. She was 4 years old. What would cause him to do that? I honestly, I don't know. I really just don't know. I have never, look, me and my sister, we had major, major problems. Like her and I fought like cats and dogs. I remember one time, it was after my parents had already split up. Her and I we got into a fight. I can't even remember what our argument was over. All I know is the next thing I know is her and I are in the middle of the kitchen floor. We both have our hands full of hair. We're sitting there. We are just going at it. My dad was the only one home. He's freaking out because he has never seen anything just go off like this. I think I was like 13 and she was 14 or 15. Hair's just falling. Her and I are, and my father's trying to come and split us up. And like my sister's just not letting go of the hair, right? She's not letting go of the hair. And I don't know. I can't remember how it ended, but it ended with her foot in my eye. Like we got into some knockdown dragouts, but never rise to the level of wanting physical harm, or actually acting on my frustration toward my sister, which was older. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've learned that killers don't look like a killer or act like one. Actually, had a guy in my home where my daughter was a baby. Years later, he killed his mom. Oh, oh my gosh, that would unnerve me. That would unnerve. Like I got trust issues anyways. Like I got major trust issues. And that would literally unnerve me. I would freak. How old was the brother? 17 years old. Maine had a murder of a 14-year-old girl this week. Mom came home and found her, as well as a car was stolen and later found. That's creepy too. Sounds like Lily Peters. Yeah, we covered her briefly. We covered her and what another sad story that was. Absolutely. Just a second. Let's see here. Hey guys. Hey. And then I got an email to Tim as well. So we're our text message at any rate. Sorry, I'm having some tech issues here. What the heck's going on? Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. Oh, Jesus. Uncle Eddie, go away. First of all, it's in an article. Do you see this? This is in an article. An article. Public record. Go away. Bye. I'm going to end up having to just limit so many words. I've already limited a lot of words you can't use. Have you noticed that, blank screen? Notice how he came in here when I talked about that crazy guy from South Carolina? Did you notice that? And then boom, he's here. Makes me wonder. Hey, Northern Light. Good morning, Eastern Tennessee girl. Justice for all. Justice for all. Nice. Now that is funny. That is funny, Justice. That is funny. Good morning, Pixie. That is so funny. So, anyways, just not good. It's just hard, you know. Kid's life is ruined. Can you imagine the fighting from the parents? It's like you find somebody, you have a blended family, right? Can you imagine especially if this was the father's son and was living with them, and the mom had this baby and his son, you know, because I mean, you blended families, you know, you never know what it is with a blended family. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Oh, don't forget, blank screen. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up. Okay, we know you love this channel. I mean, you live on it, so thank you for your support for watching the commercials to get here. Thank you for all your love and support. Because despite what people think, you know, blank screen is one of Bullhorn Betty's fans, right? He's here with everyone else, just like everyone else. And he puts his pant legs on one leg at a time. So he is a Bullhorn Betty fan, a Bullhorn Betty fan. Absolutely, hands down, absolutely loves Bullhorn Betty. My husband and I are a blended family. He has 3 children. I have 4. We are one together. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But can you imagine the animosity if you had one son and you guys had a daughter together and the son did this? Like, I can just see that causing, that would ruin when you have a death of a child, it 90, well, I don't want to go 90%. I don't know the actual statistics of it, but it's very high likelihood that the family breaks apart because it's so hard on everybody involved. The questions, not having the answers, all those things, you know, really do rip at the fabric of the family unit when something like this happens. And then this is a situation where this is a stepbrother. And I don't see, I see a lot of blaming happening behind the scenes, a lot of blaming. I mean, first comes, you know, the shock of everything, the denial, you know, this is a dream. They're going to be back. They're okay. But at some point it comes to anger. Before, I mean, these are the steps of grieving. And that anger is what shatters a lot of families in situations like this. And I believe that what is going to happen here is not going to be good. You know, it's going to split the family because, you know, the parent of this child is going to want to stand behind him because it's a parent. You need to love your children, good or bad. You make them, you know, walk through the responsibility. Good parents, you know, allow you to accept that responsibility and, you know, answer for it. But you still stand behind them, and you try to get them the best attorney, still try to, you know, fix, you know, get it to the point where they have at least a fair trial and can, you know, be well represented. But still, this is not the kid of one of those parents. This is a parent that has accepted this kid as their own. But you know what? I can accept kids as my own all day long until you hurt my kid, right? So I don't know how this is going to work out, but I can't imagine that it's going to be very good. And it's sad. It's very, 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 very sad. I know. I hate that. I hate that. I didn't even realize, like, now I have to go on the computer and, you know, do the @ It's much harder. Oh, something will stop you. And I missed a person here. Let's see, who did I miss? Oh, I missed your live, Justice. I have to be honest with you. I need to watch. I've been out, and I know you guys been doing a lot of coverage on Justice for Vaughan. I'm getting to the point where I need to. I got to reach out to Marissa and as well as you to check on that. See what's going on and see how I can help now that things are kind of calming down for me. Yeah, total disaster for I don't know how we would make it through that. Yeah. And that's just honesty, just something like this is it is like I said, it rips at the fabric of a family. And yeah, and you know what? To be honest with you, in all fairness, this could be a Dylan Rounds, right? Could be a Dylan Rounds, an innocent, but it's not. This guy is a monster that could not control his frustration. And I find this odd because there are a lot of parents that think boys would be boys, or, something happens and, doesn't look a little deeper. But when your child is going through some stuff, you sometimes you don't want to think your child could ever be capable of anything like this, but you start seeing behavioral changes, or you start seeing them not being able to control their anger. It might be time for you to enroll your child into anger management lessons and classes. If you start seeing that, because they're obviously dealing with something inside of them that they're not able to release appropriately and properly, and by giving them the tools that they need, they may be able to find an outlet to let go of some of that frustration and animosity. Excuse me just a second, guys. Sorry about this. Guys, give me just a second. Sorry about this. When you get the call, you get the call. Last call for alcohol up in here. There you go, Anissa. Done. For those that are just coming in or just recently subscribed, and I'm sorry, but my mods wanted me to turn it to subscriber mode, so you cannot comment on here unless you've been a subscriber for 5 hours. No worries. We have put that on the subscriber mode. If it prevents you from commenting, it's okay. You'll be able to comment tomorrow. We're going to be still covering a lot of the same stuff tomorrow. But again, I'm sorry that we had to do that. But you have one despicable person that causes chaos in chats, and it is somebody that actually is obsessed with me, and kind of freaks me out. I got to be honest with you, because they got a mental problem. Hey, Frankie, hope you're doing well. The Wilson Dallas, nice to see you. Nice to see you. I love it. You guys are great. I can't ask for a better group of people in here. I really can't. I can't. I'm that bitch mama bear. I love it. Good morning. Good morning. I think we're going to see blank screen. Are you blank screen?
No.
Okay. Who is that? Is that Andrew? Oh, hey, Andrew. Sorry, I had you too small because I was like here. I couldn't see your face. Now I can see you.
I don't have my face on this morning.
What's shaking, Bacon?
Oh, I was just seeing what was going on. I've been seeing you covering a lot of other than Summer.
Yeah.
Not letting their voices go unheard. I love it.
Yeah. Now, how you been doing? I
Um,
didn't see you at the vigil. I was actually excited. I thought you were coming.
no, work got in the way. Now I gotta go back to work got in the way, and now I have to go back to having a boss.
Gotcha.
No, I'm mad about that, man. Summertime, you're supposed to be outside doing the things you love.
Yeah.
Weather, either heat advisory or storms.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 86 today with severe thunderstorms.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think the whole East Coast was underwater yesterday for some reason, or the day before yesterday. Yeah, 2 days. Because it was raining. It was raining pretty hard where we were. We had to come in from the beach. I think that's the reason why the surf was so high out there when I was on the Atlantic coast getting knocked over by waves.
Oh no, freaking we had heat advisory for the last 2 days. It was literally almost 70 at midnight for the last days. I mean, almost 80.
Yeah. Hey, it's better than 90 and 100. So, I mean, I'm sure it's getting there, but it's. I remember this time last year, I was standing in front of Brian Laundrie's house. Well, in a couple months, I was standing in Brian Laundrie's house. It was 98 degrees, and I was out there for all day, 10 hours.
Oh my Lord!
Mm-hmm.
But I'm finally covering a lot of Miss Summer's case, at least that part that pertains to my son anyway. And it's not, and a lot of people are getting mad about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
how's your son doing? Is he doing better?
He's working. He's got over $2,000. As of right now, he's about a little over $2,000 in the bank, and he's getting his permit. So he's saving up for a car. He's doing right.
Good. That's what we can. That's all we can expect and pray for. Getting his stuff back together.
I forgot I had puppies.
But it's good. You can fall as low as you can fall, but you can always pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Choose tomorrow to start life all over again and just change everything in your life if you so choose.
Oh yes. But I have noticed that about people saying that they saw Candus's car in the CM video when he was interviewing Hunter, and I'm gonna have a friend of mine, well, a close friend of mine who I call little brother. He's really good at vehicles just by looking at him, because listen, last night he surprised the shit out of me because I had to look up he told me what kind of a car it was, of the Mustang that was coming through at the end of the video. I'm like, dude, do you not have a life?
Yeah, but I've never seen her driving a Mustang.
There was a red vehicle, and I paused it last night on my video. There was a red vehicle, and he's gonna take a look at all the vehicles because I'm gonna get him the information on the Candus's vehicles that I know of anyway, and see if any of the vehicles of her vehicles are seen in the background.
Wow.
Just to put,
that would be kind of
I'm just trying to put some of the evil rumors to bed.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah, and as for everybody going around saying Allie got her kids taken, listen, I'm not sure what's going on. All I know is the last time I spoke to my son, he said straight up that he wasn't there and neither was his sister.
Gotcha.
His little sister. That doesn't mean they were taken. Allison could have just said, you know what, here, talking to a friend's house or the grandma's house, just long enough for all the shade and the haterade to go over Abdullah.
Yeah, because I can only imagine it's got to be fairly intense because, I mean, you got people like me coming up there, knocking on the door. They never know if I'm recording. Like the last time I went up there, I just went up there to talk. I didn't even have a phone or a recorder with me. And, she wasn't there, though. But either way, I like to try to say hi when I'm in town.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you're going up there and actually
But I
showing
mean, I know
genuine.
there's people like me out there. I mean, we just kind of, you know, walked right up on them and talked to them for the first time, you know, in December. So.
Oh, that's saying I'm breaking up. Hang on.
Yeah. Yeah. We try to keep it real here. We never even really discussed the kids, you know, being taken and stuff like that. You know, everybody watches the crime stuff, but I haven't been able to corroborate it one way or the other. So.
Oh, listen, Ellison doesn't pick up any of my calls, so I don't know what's going on, and that's illegal, and that's breaking court order.
Yeah.
Best bet right now is I told her is just go by anything court order because you're under the spotlight now too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, well, you're throwing shade on your son, using his name for clicks and views. No, I'm not. If anybody's allowed to say my son's name anywhere, it's going to
right.
It's going to be dead.
Right. Like, don't tell a parent what they can and cannot do with their own child and what they can and cannot say.
Oh, yeah.
I get it.
And
I get it.
I seen a while back, I don't remember where, but I seen a while back you were in a courtroom. Was it for one of the other children?
Yeah, it was for Gabby Petito.
I've been just so busy. I've been just so busy, you know, with my own channel and real life that I totally spaced to even, you know, catch up. When I was able to catch a little. After that, I totally spaced to type anything in chat. I was just listening. Did anything come of that, man?
Yeah, actually, the Laundrie parents were trying to do a motion to dismiss on the complaint from Gabby Petito's family, and it was denied. And I was there for it, and you know, people were saying, "Oh, this is not going to go through. They're going to have to throw it out." And it's like because people don't understand processes of these pleadings and stuff like that. It was like they couldn't prevent it unless there was a technical issue, which there was no technical issue with their complaint. So it whether or not it proceed, you know, when it goes to trial, there's no guarantee that one is going to win or the other, but at least they have their day in court now.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
It's always good.
Yeah. So it was, and that actually was the case that gave me my name, Bullhorn Betty. So it's a case that, you know, and prior to that, the reason why I was out there was it was related to domestic violence, which I'm a domestic violence survivor. And so it really did kind of strike a chord because when I was her age, I should have been dead. And, you know, I'm here and I feel like.
Well, I'm glad you are. I'm glad you're one of the ones that are.
Yeah.
Glad, you got out of that situation.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't just one. It was the kind of guy I was attracted to. You know, I had a lot of childhood trauma. So
I got married. I had 2 children with one, and I married one. So I understand that. And a lot of people are saying, and I did a video, I don't know if you saw, about abuse in relationships. I don't really talk about it much.
Yeah.
Because even to this day, I'm in all honesty and legit here, all joking aside, even to this day, I still have nightmares from it.
Yeah.
And occasionally, not as much as it was in the beginning, as it was a few years ago, but every once in a while, the wife will wake up with random bruises because I just swing it when I'm sleeping because of these nightmares. And it's not fair to her, but I am so proud of her for sticking by my side and helping me through it.
Yeah.
And I helped her through hers as well. I mean, not a lot of men will come up, hey, bud, and say, you know, listen, I've been through this type of situation that most women go through, and it basically knocks them like lower. Makes them feel. To me, it made me, when I was allowing this to go on, it made me feel less of a man and less of a person because I was literally covering up bruises, wearing long sleeve shirts and sweatpants throughout 95-degree weather summers.
Yeah.
Hide all this, and it made me feel less of a person. And that's why what people notice throughout my life, I'm like got no shirt on or I'm in shorts or something. It's because, you know, I'm proud to say, look, I don't have bruises, I don't have cuts, scrapes, none of that on me due to my significant other. I'm actually in a safe place with that. And not a lot of people, men, female or male, that are in that situation can get away from that situation.
Yeah. Because it goes from being abused to being psychological. Like it wears on your psychology, and you can't it becomes almost a mental illness, so to speak. I don't know how to, battered wife syndrome, but it's not just applied to women.
It can turn into Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
And,
that's a better explanation. Yes.
Yeah. And hi, Ernie. I'm loving this pod.
Hey, Ernie. Now that we have an opportunity. Hi, Ernie. How you doing, buddy?
What are you doing, Andrew? You look different.
Yeah, well, I went out to the beach, so I got a little bit of sun. I got a little color in the face. Got knocked around by the Atlantic waves, the Atlantic coast waves. I mean, it knocked me those waves came in and literally took my feet out from under me. Like,
awesome.
I'm laughing. I'm trying to hold my glasses up. I got water hitting my face. I'm trying to stop laughing. I'm getting salt water down my throat. I'm like, but I had the best time ever.
Awesome. I've been having a real good time myself. What about you, Andrew? You look different too.
It's summertime. But I don't everybody's like, oh, he's lost a lot of weight. He must be doing drugs. No. I work and I only eat maybe once or twice a week when I work because it's all about work.
I eat constantly.
I know, me too. I'm right there with you.
I can't help it. Food.
Like I got some chocolate covered Nutter Butter sitting in my bed. Take them away.
I got some.
Wow.
I got some uncooked Chinese food.
I heard that. I've got one running around here somewhere. Hold on. It's somewhere here.
Okay. Maybe
so you guys are doing awesome. Oh my God, Bullhorn Betty, check this out. I've got 6,900 new subscribers in the last 3 days. What happened?
That's on your TikTok account, right?
No, it's on a YouTube.
Your YouTube. Which YouTube? Which YouTube channel?
This one.
Oh, Colonel. Is it Colonel Ernie Shell or just Ernie Shell?
No, just Ernie Shell.
Okay. Yeah. Good for you. I was here. I was watching Dolly's last night, and you came up, and he was talking about millions of views on a thing, and I'm thinking, good for you.
Yeah, and I'm getting ready to put I got another one I'm gonna put up too. I'm just spacing them out. I'm working with some other YouTubers in New York City and down in Manhattan, and they've got like 600,000, 700,000 subscribers. They're starting to share all my stuff. We're going to be doing some stuff together coming up. So I think a lot of people's going to like it. Some of the things we're going to be doing, and who knows, I may stop in and buzz Andrew's head up for him a little bit there. Somewhere.
I'm almost at infamous 10K mark. If you guys have not subscribed to the Bullhorn Betty channel, do that now. Help get us up there. We are almost there. We're this close to getting to our 10,000 subscribers.
Holy jumping! I ain't never gonna hit that mark.
So we're getting good.
So you're getting there. That's good. That's really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never had nothing like this happen to me. I mean, I had it on TikTok once before. We hit when we were doing Predator Hunter Nation. We hit millions and millions of views. Like our videos, we put a video up, and like within 2 hours, it'd have 200,000. Within 4 hours, it'd have 600,000. It was just like.
Yeah, I've got 70. This is my count right now on my TikTok, and I haven't even used it in a while. So I've got 73.1 thousand followers on my TikTok account, which is very, very shy of Olivia's 1.2 million subscribers.
Right. Yeah.
Bro, I even have a TikTok.
Well, and we didn't have the TikTok for maybe not even a month, and it shot up like that. But it's how you market. I've noticed something. It's how you marketed and how you're doing your marketing nowadays. And you may not know this and everything, but you have helped me out a lot because you was talking to me about what with the trolls and things like that, how you handle them, how the best way to do it is. Mm-hmm. And the thing about it is, I'm a poor country boy. I never really had that lifestyle, and understand, with education needed to do that. So now that I got it, that I have all that, and I have even more, I'm able to do things. I mean, we could turn the tide around quick, and we've been doing it. People falling apart on the other side. They don't even know what even hit them. And thank you for helping out with that, by the way.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm still learning some new stuff myself. Every day I learn something new. Like we all need to get together and do like a YouTube course with somebody that knows what the heck they're doing on YouTube.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. It'd be awesome. But yeah, I was laying in bed last night listening to Dolly, and he was cracking me the hell up. He's like, he just got into the millions.
I know. But you know what cracked me up the most was the Jimmy lady, when she called and told him he's not running a fair election. This lady went off on him. And I'm telling you, I could not quit laughing. I am sitting there in bed listening to him because we're all scratching our heads. It's like, where did this rule come from? Where did this rule come from? We kept getting new rules thrown in.
You know what's funny is I've heard, you know, if YouTube gives you the opportunity and gives you the tools and resources to say, hey, you can private this video, you can private this video and that. There's nothing illegal about doing that. But by God, you get on here, these YouTubers, they're like, oh, he's dirty deleting, he's and I'm like, no, it's privated for a moment. We're taking stuff out of it and fixing it up. But you know, it's just hilarious. It's hilarious some of the stuff is. But I'm glad, you know, not paying attention to most of it is now in my benefit and it's helping my favor. And plus, I'm with someone who's really amazing right now, and I wouldn't change that for the world.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. I can't wait. Where are you at now? What state are you in? Well, maybe I should ask that online. You know what? Maybe you should reach out to me. I have to reach out to you. It's the realearnieshell@gmail.com, right?
Yeah. realearnieshell@gmail.com.
Okay, I'll reach out to you from my Bullhorn Betty email so you know it's me.
Do that because I've got that. I've still got that information. I've got that information. I want to show you anyways.
Okay.
And let me make sure she's grounded from YouTube. So let me make
Andrew,
sure.
What's your email?
Hand me your phone.
Hold on just a second, Ernie. Andrew, if you don't want your email blasted online,
I don't care.
Okay, what's your email? And I'll send you my cell phone as well so you can keep in contact with me.
It's all lowercase. It's AHILTS18@gmail.com.
Okay. I'll send it'll come from my bullhornbetty@gmail.com email, and I'll give you my cell phone number. Just text me. Just text me because I will not answer the phone unless you are saved in my phone. So
exactly, I do the same thing.
Yeah,
I do the same exact thing. If I don't know that number, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna listen to the ring.
Yeah, and that goes for you too, Ernie. I'm gonna email you my telephone number, but you need to text me that it's you so I can save you in the phone because if you're not saved and you need to get a hold of me, I won't answer.
I will. It's just Real Ernie Shell. Just make sure you don't put the.
Okay.
Because every time I usually go in these panels or something like that, they're like, or see in chat, I'll put hello everyone. I'll put a little lightning bolt and tiger and all that. They'll be like, is that the Real Ernie Shell? I'm like, who the hell else would it be? I mean, are there so many people who fake accounts and stuff these days or something?
Dude, there
are. Are you kidding me? I'm the #1 trolled person on the streets of YouTube right there. Just says real Ernie Shell @gmail.
Yeah, realearnieshell@gmail.com.
But no, somebody trolled. Listen, somebody cloned my account, went into the same chat I was already in under my other account, not realizing I had both my accounts running and on that channel. And I was typing through both of them. And then some other person came in, thought they were going to be cute about it and try to beat me. I'm like, bro, are you serious? I've been here the whole time.
Yeah. Now let me ask you something, Andrew. Maybe you can, if I'm overstepping, just don't. You can tell me you don't feel comfortable answering. But maybe I think this is a benign question. Is there a gag order on Hunter and Allie at this point?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I thought maybe there would be.
That was a rumor I heard as well.
See, at one point I believe there was. My answer was completely different at one point. My answer was yeah, because in my belief, with Hunter just coming out of boot camp at the time and doing the reintegration process that they do, and that I thought maybe that would be like an instant thing, knowing that she's on YouTube, that she's running around everybody's YouTube pages, and then all of a sudden she's not.
And I'm going to ask both of you, but we'll start with you, Andrew, first. the letter. Have you heard about that? Maybe you have the letter that's on the Find Summer Wells website that was purportedly written by Don Wells, which doesn't look like his writing. Have you seen that?
I heard about it. I heard about the so-called letter. I'm sorry, but Don's in jail, and the only way that's and whoever made the website, whoever made that website itself, if they were I highly doubt Don's gonna sit there and write them. Because Don, look at Don. He's been what? Yeah, he's been in the media, but I haven't seen or heard any YouTubers having him on their channel, even before he went to jail. Yeah. So I highly doubt he's gonna reach out to somebody like that. If he's writing any letters, it should be writing it to home.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Not just some random. Not saying it's random. But some website. I mean, just saying. And as for that question about the OD with Miss Summer at 3, it's right there on the beginning of the live I did. First going over CM's video, but I want to give credit where credit's due. That is not my work. That was not my homework. That's on. I'm that BYTH. Mama Bear channel. Okay. She's the one that's putting out these recordings to get it out there. And the only reason why it was held off for as long as it has been is because of a different person that she was talking to kept telling her, no, don't do it. No, don't do it. Hold on, just give it excuse after excuse. And she can't hold on to this information anymore, and she feels the world needs to know. And look, she's right here.
Yeah.
She's actually right here in your chat.
And what's the name?
I'm that BYTH Mama Bear. She's right here in your chat.
Okay. Well, nice to see you, BYTH Mama Bear. Gotcha.
Listen, outside of YouTube, listen, she can be a bitch. Just saying.
Hey, we all can, right? We all have that. We all choose. Every person has the ability to choose to be kind when they wake up in the morning, or just be nasty. And some of us just wake up on the wrong side of the bed and don't mean to be nasty, but it's life. We just get funky. Funky.
I'm getting yelled at by her now. Yeah, I told you. A lot of people are like, "How come you're always looking at your phone?" Because a lot of some of my subscribers I actually talk to and have become good friends with outside of the YouTube, to the point where they're on my personal Facebook. Some of them even have my personal number.
Yeah, that's the way it is. Like with Caribbean Kool-Aid, she's in the chat, and Nissa, Robin, Ronnie. There's a lot of people that I'm friends with that I would not have been friends with had it not been for YouTube. So I completely understand. Well, listen, Andrew, I'm going to move on and come back if you want to come back. I'm about to get into, and then maybe I'll bring you back up here. I'm going to get into probably in about another 30 minutes about the letter that's on the findsummerwells.com website.
All right. I'll be listening.
All right.
In the back. I'm actually going to have coffee.
Whenever you see something, pop back in.
Not a problem, honey.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, a surprise visit. There you are. Bitch Mama Bear. A few days after June 15th. Or a few days after. Gotcha. I did not know you had a channel. So nice to see you. So Susie Sue, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, and in talking about, I haven't even watched any of the crap coming out of the Jody Sue Brown camp because I've been gone. Now we're stuck like glue. Yeah, now we're stuck like glue, right? And didn't at one point somebody think that we were family or something? Or like, I don't know. It was crazy. And at that time, we barely even talked through text. It was cray-cray. It was cray-cray. So anyways, this gentleman here is just not doing well, won't be doing well for a little while. And again, ripping at the fabric of, the family makeup. September and Sun, good morning. Good morning. Nice to see you here. The next, oops, maybe I should, sorry, my friends. That's one thing I hate about this. You can't, at least I don't know how to stop those pop-ups. So I just brought the fan page here just to see if there was any new updates. If anybody wants to send cards to Doug Live, you can send them to P.O. Box 7250 Northport, Florida 34290. For those that are still, you know, as many of you guys know, Doug Live is home. He is home. He's out of the hospital. He is home. He's recuperating. From what I hear, he's doing well. You know, I don't talk to him. Him and I, you know, we know of each other, but we don't communicate. You know, it's going to be something that after this happened and him being so close to me, I'm definitely going to want to make sure I reach out and give him my number if he ever needs any kind of help. Oh, Frankie baby, you didn't hear about it. So yeah. What happened to Doug was he was attacked by another YouTuber, Jason Sternquist, with Stern Squad, not the Stern Squad, Stern Squad. And he had been stalking Doug. And one night he was, I think it was June. Oh, geez, I can't remember the specific date. I want to say June 24th. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on the date. I'm not 100% on the date. But long story short, he was ready to go live at 10, and this guy comes up to him, rips his phone out of his hand from inside his car. He steps out of the car. They get into an altercation. Doug dies right there. You know, he has a heart attack. His pacemaker gave him 16 shocks. He was dead a total of 30 some odd minutes. You know, they had to paddle him 4 times. It was horrible. It was scary. It was horrible. And this I had been telling people was coming for some time, because I have been an outspoken advocate for, you know, against online bullying, especially here on YouTube, to creators bullying creators. And I kept saying, you know, because I had to take a man to court because he was inciting his base so much so that people were coming to my home, and not just standing out on public easement, coming into my yard and looking into my windows, removing my mailbox top, you know, stupid stuff. Oh, wow. So this comes right into the next thing. Holy crap. As we're sitting here talking, Tim Mullen just wrote me back. So let me read this to you, and let me pull it up. Hold on one second. Let me pull this back. I'm going to read to you guys. Literally, as we were sitting here, I just got a response back from Tim Mullen. I sure did. So I'm going to read this to you. I said, "Hi, Tim. My name is Andrea. I've been following the Summer Wells case for some time. I want Summer found safe. However, there have been some questions into the letter posted on the Find Summer Wells website. Can you tell me how you acquired the letter? It doesn't appear to be Don's handwriting. Just thought I would ask instead of assume. Thanks in advance for your response to my question." He literally, as we were talking about Doug Live, just responded live here on our live channel. Like, I'm like, what? It says, "Hello, Andrea. Yes, it is Don's letter. We are in constant communication by phone, letter. Don wrote this and others on his own. No one told him to write it as rumors suggest. Have a nice day, Andrea, Tim." So he's actually stating that this letter, I need to go to your channel too, and let me subscribe to that as we speak. Sorry. Not to distract while I'm in the middle of a chat. Go to your channel real quick. There you are. I'm going to go and watch some stuff and see what you got. But maybe we'll bring you up and maybe in a day next week, Mama Bear, if you're good with it, maybe we'll come up and just get your insight. You know, I love insight, especially from other creators. Maybe we can get you a few new subs. So anyways, Tim just said that Don wrote this letter, and here's the issue I have with it, and I want to show it to you if I can. Is this it? Oh, crap. hold on a second. I don't think that's what I already have. So okay, give me just a second, guys. I've got something else here. Where is it? Let's see if it's in my downloads. There it is. Okay. All right, found it. So here, let me just show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to try to get this. I know some people are on their cell phones, and when you're on your cell phones, it makes it, what does it say, Tim? We know the entire clan can barely read or write, right? Right? But here's the issue. Here's the issue right here. So we definitely have, a copy of Don Wells' signature. And this is a little bit bigger. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Can I make this bigger? Yeah, maybe I can. So here we go. Let me see if I can make it any bigger. So this is what we're going to look at. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want you to see this. And I want you guys to notice the W's. Okay, here's just one example. Yes, this is the quitclaim deed. This is the original quitclaim deed. What Jonathan had was a copy of this quitclaim deed. This is the original that I got from. This is the original I got from. Now it's not original. Obviously, it's a copy. But this is the original that we got from. This is the piece of paper that literally came from Hawkins County. When we were down there, this is the document that they have given us right here. And I've maintained possession of this document and scanned copies to everybody on the team. And again, this is a notarized copy of Don Wells' signature. Now we're going to go over here. And we're going to look at this. So here is how you can see it's repetitive. So you can see that there's the way he writes his W here and here. While these are not the exact same, which nobody is exactly the same, these have the same upper swoops to the W's. The upper swoops to the W's. See that? Now here we have the letter supposedly that Don Wells wrote. And look at these W's. No swoop. And then the one that does have the swoop, look how low the swoop on the W is. You guys see this here? Look at this. It's not the same type of W. This is not the same handwriting. This is completely different. And Don Wells and Tim Mullen it is again stating that this is from Don Wells. Now look at the T's. Look at the T's. Here's a T for Tennessee right here. This is how Don writes his T's. Look at this T up here. Look how that's written. That is a different T to the person. See that? Look at how Don writes his T's. Now this I know for a fact is Don Wells' signature on this page here, because this page here was notarized. Then in order to have something notarized, you have to proffer a driver's license. Says it's not Don's, well, right, and that's what prompted me, but I don't know if he showed you the signatures and he pointed out a couple things, but I'm not sure if he blew it up like this to show you guys the W's as well as the T's. These are telltale signs. Somebody doesn't go from making a T like this right here in Tennessee to making a T like, let me highlight this. Here we go. To making a T like that. You see the difference? There is no way. And in the slants, look at the slanting of the letter. Look at the slanting of the letter. You have a completely different position of the pen. Whereas Don Wells writes almost straight up and down, this is angled significantly. The writing V in the right is too fancy, in my opinion, for Don. It's sloppy, but it looks, here, what does Quinny say? Hold on, let me pull this up because I'm going to lose you because it keeps moving up. It's sloppy, but look at the one on the left. looks like a 5th grader wrote. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. They have to fold the letter. Great point. Let's back this up. See if we have any fold. We do have fold patterns. We have a fold pattern right here. Let me see. So we have a fold pattern right here, and we have a fold pattern right here. The problem is this is not, look at father. Look how the T is. There's no way that a person will change their T's this dramatically from, hold on, let's see when that quit claim was. Let me see what date this is on here. This was from 2016. So not too many years ago. I mean, it's not like this was done from 1987 and this is what, people can change, but you're not going to change that much. These W's are not right. They're not right. So I don't know. Again, this is a notary public. So it looks like it was the 15th. So 7 years ago, this was his signature. This is how he wrote. And then we have this here. And this does not look like anything. If you were to look at these handwritings, they're not even anywhere close to in my opinion, to being the same. Let me see if I can find a D in here and see if his D. No. The U's. Let's look at the U's. Sorry, trying to get this over. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Why can't I do this? Hold on. Open this. So the U's. Look at these U's and how they're written. U's. Y's. Excuse me. It's. Look at these Y's. Look how they're written here. Right here. I mean, this Y right here. Look how it's written. Right there. And we got another example. So we can see, why is it doing that? I don't know why it's not letting me highlight it again. Either way, the Y's are different. So we have the Y here and it goes this way. And then we have the Y's here and they have the swoop in the Y's, the swoop in the Y's that aren't consistent. So yeah, I mean, I have to agree with the assertion that these are not from this handwriting is not the same. And as Jonathan had indicated, it says Summer's father versus Don Wells. Tim's covering himself by not signing Don's name to the letter. I have to agree with that. Yeah. So Don's saying that he received these. I'd like to, maybe I should ask him, would he be willing to share the envelope, a copy of the envelope? Let me just ask him that. Thank you for your response. I appreciate it. Would you be willing to share with me the copy of the envelope the letter was mailed in? Thank you so very much. Okay. So I just said, thank you for your response. I appreciate it. Would you be willing to share with me a copy of the envelope the letter was mailed in? Thank you so very much. So we'll see if Tim will, at least, obviously he's wanting to dispel the rumors that Don didn't write this. He wants to have people believe that Don wrote this. And we don't know where this letter came from. I'm just saying, based upon the known handwriting of Don Wells, which is clearly notarized, and the letter that is provided, it does have the appearances that it potentially is not the same person that wrote this. So I'm curious, I'd like a handwriting expert, because I know that there are more documents that have Don's signature on it. Maybe, some public records from, anything he signed while he was in jail that might be available to the public. I got to look at the laws and stuff like that. I know for myself, I can't go out there and get it. When we're there in person, they're a little more accommodating because we're there in person. But when you're trying to get documents on, over the phone or through internet, it's easy for Tennessee to say, no, you're not a resident here. But when I've noticed that the people are very nice in that area. So when you're kind of face to face with them and you ask for it, they're a little more willing to give it to you. So, who knows? Who knows? Does he use both hands to write with slants? Very different. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's ambidextrous. But there's definitely a significant difference in the handwriting. And I'm not a handwriting expert. And I can tell you, just from me looking at this, it doesn't look the same. And if it's this obvious for me, I'm sure a handwriting expert could easily debunk this letter as being Don's handwriting. I just don't, I have to concur with my other counterparts here on YouTube that believes that this is not, is not Don's handwriting. But again, in real time, Tim Mullen is actually responding to me and states that he did receive this from Don through a mailing while Don's been in jail, that he's had communication. Let me just read his statement again for all of you guys. Let's see here. It says, "Hello, Andrew. Yes, it is Don's letter. We are in constant communication by phone, letter, ... Don wrote this and others on his own. No one told him to write it as rumors suggest. Have a very nice day, Andrea, Tim." So, he is very cordial to me in his response. So I'm very thankful for that. But, there is a lot of speculation online as to where this letter came from. And, people that have documents with Don Wells' signature are questioning whether or not it's Don's handwriting. Again, and like Susie Sue is saying here, she believes, and I know a lot of people in this chat, mimic her feelings about Tim. So his statement says, let's see what it says. His statement said that it is Don. He doesn't say that Don wrote it, but I see the similarities between the lettering. I don't see the similarities at all. And he doesn't say Don wrote it, but he does say, yes, it is Don's letter. We are in constant communication by phone, letter. Does that mean that when he says the way it's written on here, it makes me wonder, did Don dictate what he wanted for the letter? But he says, even the next sentence, Don wrote this and others on his own. So he's saying that Don wrote this. He's specifically saying Don did write this on his own. But I don't see the similarities, not with the W's, not with the Y's, not with the T's. Some major, major differences. You can't lie about something that he either wrote or he didn't. Yeah. Letters will always remain written in the same way. Yeah. I mean, there's certain letters that are always, like, sometimes people just, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. None of that. I mean, it has too low of swoops. Don had an upper swoop. He had an upper top swoop, not the one that came up. I actually have a lower swoop. when I write my name. I have a low swoop. So it is definitely something that you learn as you learned cursive, where your swoop is. When I was in school, my swoop was higher up because they made you have proper penmanship, but over the years, it's gotten lower and lower. So now my swoops are almost to the bottom of the line when I swoop. Has anyone asked him why he reversed rate? What are you saying, Miss Robin? Let's read this. Has anyone asked him why he reversed rate, quit being the media manager? He quit about 2 months ago. Well, apparently he's still on. And that brings me up to another thing. Like, I've been hearing a lot of stuff coming, coming through the grapevines. We've been hearing a lot coming out of cracking cases, Cam and Allie, dogging Chris McDonough, which has over 100,000 subscribers, and he's a reputable man. He's part of the Cold Case Foundation. He's really done a lot, and a lot of people don't, a lot of people like his perspective as former law enforcement. I like his perspective as former law enforcement myself, personally speaking, not speaking for anybody else in here or on channel or in chat. But I personally like Chris McDonough. I personally respect Chris McDonough and the work that he's doing. And then you got somebody that has multiple felonies, drug arrest, states he's a recovering addict, but it's questionable in my mind as a recovering addict, looking at a recovering addict in their conduct and hiding behind the word of God. Like, I don't try to be somebody. I love God. God is, he wraps his armor around me each and every day. I am not one of those people. Like, I know every day I need God. Like, I pray a lot because I cuss. I say GD, which is like the cardinal sin. It's taking the Lord's name in vain. It's blasphemy. And I have to pray throughout the day because I sin. I'm a human being just by wearing this skin. I'm a sinner. I don't try to be somebody I'm not. And I feel like he's being deceptive, and it makes me wonder. And then when I start looking back, I realized he was paid by Tim Mullen. And I keep wondering, what in the world Cam and Allie have any business taking money from Tim Mullen? And what was that money for? Because we're not talking about a $20 super sticker or super chat. We're talking well over $1,000, according to my estimation. What are they being paid for? To run interference? Because they've been doing a damn good job, right? At one point, BK was taking money from him, from my understanding, in the thousands. Was that for running interference? I know BK has stepped up to the plate and is actually questioning the letter, as we all are. So thank you, BK, for doing your due diligence and working hard to try to find answers. I appreciate that. One time I didn't really appreciate you, so I'm thankful for that. But it makes me wonder, right? It makes me wonder. I would like Cam and Allie to explain where they got their money from Tim Mullins, how much it was, and what was it for. And I think everybody here should be asking the same thing. Because what in the world is Tim Mullen doing, giving anybody that kind of money? Does anybody have any thoughts on that? Yeah, I like Chris McDonough. Yeah, I do. And I don't know if he knows me or he respects me or even likes me. I am a controversial person. While law enforcement, they are here to protect our constitutional rights. And, I would hope that he respects the fact that when I do exercise my constitutional rights, I make sure I reach out to law enforcement and coordinate with them. It's not just, we decide to go do it. There's a lot of coordination that goes along with the work that we do, even the controversial work that we do. But even with the controversy, we always try to stay above board and try to work with law enforcement to make sure that we can do what we need to do respectfully and lawfully, and make sure that everybody walks away unhurt and everybody can do their thing, right? That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So that's okay, Cosmic. Good morning. Let me see here. Oh, is White Rabbit in the house? Either way. If you're in the house, hey, White Rabbit. But there's her little channel. That's my sister from another mister. I love her. She's my therapist. I go to therapy daily. Some days I miss, but for the most part, I swing by and get to listen to her. She's got the most soothingest voice, doesn't she? And I love it when she says, doggone. Doggone. I'm going to have to find something to make her say that. I haven't heard he was paid. Yeah. I heard it was significant amounts of money. Now let me ask you guys. Put a 1 and a 2 in the chat. I'm going to explain this. Don't be trigger happy yet. Let me explain this. Okay? So, if you found out that cracking cases received a significant sum of money from Tim Mullen, would that change your opinion of that channel? 1, if it would change your opinion of that channel. 2, if it would not. Yeah. Sonia, I agree. And there are some things, with everybody, they have their own way of doing things, right? And sometimes, when you're in this kind of arena, it's sometimes easy, or, you really need to drive home the differences between you and everybody else. I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, because we're always getting new subscribers that may just check out a video and not really know who we are. So, even now and again, I remind people I'm the original protester that was in front of Brian Laundrie's house with the bullhorn. A lot of people's like, oh, that's right, I do recognize you. I was wondering why I couldn't put, I thought I knew you, but I couldn't figure out how. It's because my face was all over the world, and it's not to, it's just to remind people who I am and where I came from. But to do it every single time, it would probably be daunting for some, and maybe the convincing language that we're always hearing from Steve Johnson, like they're always talking about convincing language and, just saying I'm, retired law enforcement, but you have to convince people that you are by adding additional information that's literally unnecessary. Might be, yeah, maybe. If Tim Mullins was paying any one of them, I'd like to know what for, since they were claiming they were there for other reasons. Exactly. Let's look at our tally here. So we got a lot of 1s. Karen Davis, yes, they own rights to that letter now. Wow. 1, however, I was already suspect of them. Okay, good enough. So 1. I don't care for either. Okay. But that wasn't the question, Susie Sue. The question would be, would that affect your opinion of the information that they're providing if you found out that they were paid by somebody like Tim Mullen, that's the media manager for the Wells, and the fact that they're trying to drive home that this child walked off when she would have been found on top of the ground? And with all the umpteen thousands of people that have been out there, the searches that went on for over 2 weeks, the additional searches that went on after that, all this, and they're still going with this. They've never changed their mindset. They've never once said, okay, well, let's look into whether Don and Candus did this. Let's take their past, because see, the problem is Cam has a past, and he doesn't want to acknowledge that past dictate futures, right? We all have pasts. We all have things that we're not proud of. It's how we overcome them, right? It's how we change. But has Don changed? I mean, he was back in 1973 or 1983 beating and knocking his girlfriend around with a brand new baby at the time and went to jail for it. We know that as January 20th or January 19th, he was arrested yet again. Maybe he wasn't arrested. Maybe they just came out to the house. But he almost got arrested again for the same darn thing 30 years later. That's not changing your life. That's not learning your lesson, in my opinion. Let's see here. What's the end game? What's Tim's end game? Does he want rights to documentaries? First dibs on purchasing the property at 110 Ben Hill Road? Great question. I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to, okay, fair enough. I'd have to have more information. Well, I think I did kind of clarify that because they've been driving home this missing, that this child wandered off, right? If you found out the media manager, which is refuses to acknowledge that Don or Candus could potentially have anything to do with their child's disappearance, and you found out that the people that are running with that story were actually paid thousands of dollars from Tim Mullen, would that change your impression of the information that they're relaying? I mean, it almost feels like it's bought and paid for. I have no opinion. I have no opinion of that channel, as I've never watched it to have an opinion. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Because he said he never received a dime. Not Cam and Allie have never stated anything of the Wells being guilty, but to them, everyone else, they've been investigating. Absolutely. And that's been my problem from the gate. You're up there rubbing elbows with the parents, the last people that saw this child alive, the last people. Okay? And we're going to find out why that's important, because we're going to talk about a case in just a minute. Like I told you guys, I hope you guys are getting comfortable, because we're going to be here for a minute. We are going to be here for a minute. But yes, they've never looked at him. They've never said we did this, and this, and we the reason for these reasons, we don't believe they had anything to do with it. They have looked at everything else but the people in front of their face. They got too close. And they lost all objectivity in this case, in my opinion. BK went down that rabbit hole as well. I see him slowly pulling himself out. But I knew that would be a problem. I've never watched Kraken cases. They've always been sketchy, in my opinion. Yes, White Rabbit is an Earth Angel. I don't tune in. Gotcha. Choose. We're sus from the beginning, in my opinion. Gotcha. Betty fan said you guys better get those likes up. She's going to karate chop you. Robin, you know what? I heard your voice last night calling in on Dolly Vision. You were so sweet. So sweet. Aw, that's so sweet. Gabby's house, some found me. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. There's just, I just have a problem, man. I just have a problem. I really do. Like, I haven't collected a dime from nobody. You know who has sponsored me? You guys. And you guys want the truth, right? I have never taken a dime from anybody for me to sway the work that I'm doing. You either support it or you don't. You either support the work I'm doing or you don't. It's just that black and white, right? So it's a little crazy for me. It's a little crazy for me. See what's going on here. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. There we go. Let's see here. Is it true that law enforcement, let's pull this up for Stephanie. Is it true that law enforcement doesn't have to protect people if they are endangered? They're required. You pay law enforcement to protect you. You pay Law enforcement is trained to run toward danger while we run away from it. They absolutely have to protect people. That is their job. That is their only job. Those men and women of blue put a badge on each and every day saying that they are willing to give their life for us. And think about the people out here. Some people spit in their face, literally spit in officers' faces. And they wake up every morning willing to die and put themselves in the line of fire to protect me and you. So apparently they're only there to collect evidence and make arrests. Or is that true? No. Detectives, there's different classifications of law enforcement. You have your beat cops, which are there, they do an array of things, from serving warrants to serving, complaints, civil suits, to writing traffic tickets, doing parking, taking service calls, i.e., when you call and say, hey, I was just robbed, law enforcement comes out there, the beat cops. Now you have other people like the detectives. Typically a detective never just goes, unless they're investigating a case and canvassing the area, they never typically walk up to a house without a beat cop with them. So, there's a lot of different things, and the detectives typically collect the evidence and issue arrest warrants, but it's still usually the beat cops that make the arrest themselves. If I'm understanding everything correctly, which I got a good handle, on how it kind of rolls a little bit from both perspectives. I think it was a staged kidnapping. Interesting perspective. Did Cher have them on her channel first? I don't know who actually had them on their channel. I mean, at the time I was in front of Brian Laundrie's house. I wasn't even paying attention. I mean, we heard about Summer Wells, but I mean, I was working out there 10 to 12 hours every single day, in front of Brian Laundrie's house for 5, 6, 7 weeks. So it was a little crazy, because even after they found Brian, we were still out there in Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park taking measurements, surveying the area, looking and stuff like that. So we were out there for a really long time. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I'm actually coming across interviews that I have never seen that were from way, way, way back then. So I'm not sure who got, if anybody got the first interview, I would say it was WJHL. But I don't know which YouTuber got the first interview with Don Wells and Candus Wells, either or, on YouTube. I personally don't know. I don't know that answer. Yeah, share your theories, ladies. Absolutely. This is people there to throw off the case. Yeah, and I think that we heard Leslie Earhart say that there are people intentionally going on social media to thwart the case and throwing out information that is irrelevant and speculative, has no fact whatsoever, and throwing that out there as truth intentionally. She said that as a matter of fact, on the last, which was on June 15th, 2022, at their press conference, as a matter of fact. So, and then we got Jody Sue Brown. Now we're finding out that Cam and Allie received a payment or multiple payments that equaled over $1,000 from Tim Mullen. I would like to find out. And if that's untrue, I would like Cam to come up here and kind of give his side of the story. Did he take money from Tim Mullen? Yes or no? I'd like to know. I'm very interested in that answer. And I hope he doesn't lie, because it'll always surface. It will always surface. Might as well just deal with it head on. If you took the money from him, come out and say you took the money from him and explain why. But to tell me you didn't take the money from him, I'm going to dig deep. I'm going to find out one way or the other, whether you think I can or not. I will always find out. And, and then when you're found to have lied to the public, you just killed yourself. So it's just, sometimes it's just easy to say, yeah, I did it. Here's why. It didn't affect my, blah, 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 blah. That's what I would prefer to hear. I don't want to be lied to, because that's it for me. Don't lie to me. We're all adults here. Like, I've got no reason to lie to anybody, right? We're all adults. If you don't like what I have to say, don't like it. I'm not going to lie to make you feel all warm and fuzzy. It just ain't, that's not how I roll. I think that's why some of you guys like me, is because I'm not, I'm not PC. I'm not, I don't put, try to dance around stuff and try to be all so sweet and nice. And, just some people are like, well, you're really sweet. And that, it's just, I can't change who I am. Who I am is who I am. And, my voice, I can't hear my voice. Like, when I hear myself on screen, because I'm deaf in one ear. So when I hear myself on screen, I sound completely different than what I think I sound. Completely different. And my speech pattern's kind of weird. When I heard myself for the first time, I'm like, oh, I sound like that. Yeah, I do. Well, can't help it. Can't help it. Let's see what she says here. I believe that he had inserted himself into the case and wants to write a script or sell the story for big bucks. I think maybe he made a deal with Don. Yeah, it's possible. And I would believe that. Now, if I find out, I'm still just trying to rack my brain as to why Tim Mullen would be paying money out of his own pocket to these YouTubers, thousands of dollars. Where did the money come from? He lives at home with mom, or he takes care of his mom. I don't know. I don't want to say he lives at home with his mom, even though it's his mom's house. It's possible that he could be there taking care of her. A lot of people don't want to, send their parents to nursing homes. Sometimes it's just easier to go live with them and take care of them, especially if they're able to, move around and, wash and stuff, install like safety bars here and there, but you want to be there in case something happens. It's understandable. There's nothing wrong with that. But I just find it odd as to why somebody would be spending thousands of dollars for somebody like the Wells that he said he wasn't really even that good of friends with prior to Summer disappearing. Why? Apparently, courts have ruled Ellie is not obligated to put your lives in danger to protect people, only to collect evidence. Is that true? No, that's not true. And I don't know, at least not anything I have ever read. That I've worked with law enforcement. I don't think that's accurate. There may be a nuance to it, but I don't think that's accurate. Where did you, apparently courts have ruled, do you have a link to that, or are you hearing that from the rumor mills? Because, people misunderstand what, when people go to court, they don't understand what they're going to court for, what specific item they're going to court for to have that specific ruling. And maybe something completely, and I'd like to read the ruling, because I have a paralegal background. I understand it. I digest legalese very well. And I understand what they're saying and what the case law may be. Maybe 10 has Summer alive and well. I don't know. Poetic Justice. I love that name. Are you saying that Cam's? Are you saying that is Cam's narrative? I honestly don't know. I just find it funny, and I'd like to have an answer, Poetic Justice, as to whether he's received money from Tim Mullen. And if he has, how much? Because that would affect how I perceive the information coming from Kraken cases, as it would many other people that are following him. I'd have to assume, because there are a lot of people like me. We want facts. We don't want somebody being bought and paid for. Could be blackmail money. Good perspective. In my opinion, from day one, has bigger plans, and everybody's talking about that. And you're not alone, Robin. You're not alone. Like, I've got group chats that say the same thing over and over and over again. That they think that there's a long game for Tim Mullen, because nobody knows where he came from or why he's still here after all this time. And then we get these letters that don't have the same handwriting as Don Wells, and we're like, what? Who wrote this? So hopefully he'll share the envelope with me and we can put this to bed, that it did come from, maybe Don had somebody else write it because he didn't like his chicken scratch. We don't know. My opinion does not necessarily reflect this channel, but I believe Cam, Chasing Truth, and even Harsh Reality are working with Tim. Exactly. And that's where I'm going with this. That is where I'm going with this. I want to know who's been bought and paid for by Tim Mullen. That's what I want to know. Because I think that if we knew, it's all about transparency. Show the flipping receipts, right? That's what we scream on here. They expect it from me. They'll come here like caged animals on Bullhorn Betty. Think about what would have happened if I was paid by somebody else, thousands of dollars. Can you imagine what kind of stuff would be swirled around the streets of YouTube if I had done that? But while they're doing it, they're gliding under the radar until somebody like me says something like this, and people are like, I want Cam to answer. I'm sure we're going to get a long 4-page dissertation on his community tab instead of him just coming and addressing me face to face, which he's been wanting to do, right? How many times has he called me out on his channel knowing I wasn't even I wasn't even in front of my computer, right? How many times did he try to, do that BS? Or Betty, come and explain yourself. I had just spoken to him earlier that day and told him I'd do Sunday at 2 p.m. He said, okay. And then he goes right on his live and starts calling me out, knowing I was driving that day for hours and could not go on his live. And I kept wondering why he would do that, especially after having a conversation about that very topic, and told him I would be happy to come on and answer any question. Like, you're asking me to come on your channel so you can ask me any question you want. And I agree to go on your channel so you can ask me any question you want. But we agreed to a Sunday at 2 p.m. time. And you go on Friday and start asking me to come up on your panel, knowing we had just agreed on Sunday at 2 p.m. It's kind of funny. He never reached out to me for Sunday at 2 p.m. Just for everybody's knowledge, which I found a little odd myself. So, but yeah, it's kind of odd. And why is Harsh Reality now jumping on? And Harsh used to come in here. Why is Harsh Reality now jumping on the bandwagon with Cam? And first of all, let me tell you something. Like, my group of people that I trust and care for and, respect, like Olivia, JLR, Dolly, White Rabbit, Justice for All, MGL. Listen, when you come up with some brain hair idea, make sure it's factual and not speculative, because you can burn a lot of stupid bridges by throwing somebody's name for some clicks and views on your channel. And many people know I've worked side by side with Olivia, Mom, and JLR. And to have Jonathan or have Harsh Reality come after JLR is, first of all, you weren't factual, let's be honest. And you're burning the bridges that help build you. You're burning the bridges that help build you, man. And I'm sorry. But to say JLR went too far, I've seen him go a hell of a lot farther than that. He's staying in his lane, and he's bringing information that many of us haven't looked into, haven't been able to get, and he's getting it. And his numbers are growing. And to attack Chris McDonough, that has a stellar record, whether we like him or, whatever, he's been out of the game, he's not doesn't matter. We look for him in Like Duty Ron for the law enforcement perspective. The law enforcement perspective, right? So coming after Chris McDonough is not doing any justice for you. All it's doing is discrediting you. That's it. And it goes for Cam as well. You're just discrediting yourself, because I'm telling you right now, I believe Chris McDonough before I'll ever believe an ex-addict. Period. I'll take his perspective over some guy that talks slow, that looks like he's on Suboxone because he's still trying to kick his H habit. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. JLR is hardworking. Is hardworking. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And very smart. Yes, he is. He's very smart. Probably one of the smartest people I've ever known. So, you know, I've got nothing negative to say about JLR. You know, he's his own little animal. He needs to keep doing what he's doing and stay in his own lane and just be over there, right? Just be over there. I got nothing negative to say about the man. CM is on another level. Absolutely, Crime Bee. He is. He's well above us. I can tell you that. Me included. You know, he's well above us. And, you know, you're anybody that goes after CM. No, am I saying CM just, you know, he has no faults. He's this perfect. We know that that's not what I'm saying, because I try to convey to everybody that the human is the human. We have the human element has fault, period. Has fault. Every human makes mistakes. To think one person doesn't make mistakes over another person and this, that, and the other. Like guys, we're all on the same hamster wheel, just in different locations. Some of us have nice hamster wheels. Some of us have small hamster wheels. Some of us have big cages. Some of us have small cages. But we're still all on the same hamster wheel, running for the same destiny. And you're discrediting yourself to go after Chris McDonough because he does a great job. He garners a lot of respect with victims like Mary. You know, I reached out to Mary a while back to get her on the show. And she said she spoke to a detective friend that kind of asked her not to come on, just to preserve the integrity of the investigation. But, you know, and I have my problems with Chris McDonough. Did he just, you know, prevent her from speaking to any other YouTuber so he can profit off of her? It does sound that way to me. So I'm not discrediting that, but that's his right to do. It doesn't change the fact of who he is in his background, his stellar background, his stellar experience. He's got more, like Judy Ron as well. They had the law enforcement perspective, and the law enforcement perspective is what I need, because that's one of the components I don't have. You know, that's one of the components I don't have. Good night, Ruby Jean. Ruby Jean, it's nice to see you. You have a great evening. Go get yourself some rest. Okay, so Tim Mullen just wrote back, and he said, envelopes prove nothing to people who wish to be skeptics, Andrea. The letter arrived as shared. P.S. I don't even know. I didn't even know I paid. So we got Tim Mullen watching our show. Tim, I didn't even know I paid Cam. Try to get receipts before contributing to these stories. Appreciative, Tim. Well, thank you for watching, Tim. I appreciate you watching. And I appreciate your clarifying as well. So, you know, it would be nice though it may not prove anything, but I'm sure if we saw, you know, the seal from, you know, because when I get mail, like I've got this letter right here from a serial killer. His name's Todd Kohlhepp. See Todd Kohlhepp? Where is it? Just for your information, Tim. See that? That says where he's from. And it also has this great little stamp right back here. The Department of Corrections has not censored this item. Therefore, the department does not assume responsibility for its content. And it also has this right here from his, you know, from where he mailed it from. So this is what I'm referring to right here. Is this right here may not be much, but it lets us know that one, it came from, it's the wrong side. It came from the sheriff's department, and it came from, you know, that it was mailed from that facility. that's what I think people are trying to see, because anybody could mail a letter that says Don Wells and his information, but without the proper stamps on it, you know, showing that it came from the jail, they could have maybe schmoozed you over. Who knows, right? These skeptics are, we would like to know. And I'm curious, at the end of the day, did you pay anybody? Have you paid anybody? Have you paid BK? Have you paid Cam? Have you paid anybody to help with this Wells case? I'm curious, and I think we have a right to know. I mean, you are the media manager. If you are paying YouTubers, you know, don't you think people, I mean, if you don't pay them, I mean, that's one thing. If you absolutely have not contributed to anybody's channel, that's one thing. But if you have, I'd like to know who. Just saying. You ain't never contributed to me. Right? We try. And I'm not trying. And I think anything with Summer Wells, everybody's going to be skeptics on. That's why here on YouTube, we have to show our receipts. See? You have to show our receipts. But I'm glad you at least acknowledge that there's potentially that this is a rumor about you spending money to Cam. So I just want to clarify, Tim, that you are actually saying that you've never paid Cam a dime. And I just want to make sure that I'm clarifying that. So, and I'm not, like I said, I'm being respectful. I think I'm being fair here. I think I'm being fair, Tim. I think I'm being fair. So, but I would like the letter. I would like the envelope, because this envelope will tell me that it truly came from the department, the Hawkins County Sheriff's Department. So, did you really believe Tim Mullins would share the envelope? I didn't. They keep trying to pull shade over their eyes. Yeah, you know, and that's the problem. I think Tim Mullen needs to realize, you know, if he's trying to help them, you know, being vague, it's leaving entirely too much room, because our brains, like if you give us a problem, our brains, like we learned from the time we were children to the time we were adults about problem solving and critical thinking. So if you only give us half the story instead of the whole story, right? Our brains, you know, the whole conspiracy theories, skepticism, I mean, it just runs. Our brains are fascinating. They're just amazing organs in our body, right? And the brain is no different. And if we leave ourselves to our own devices, we can think of some pretty, you know, crazy things. And it could make sense, because at the end of the day, we know truth is stranger than fiction, right? Truth is stranger. Hey, Elsie, nice to see you, babe. How you been? So, Tim, anyways, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you at least giving me the opportunity and being courteous to me. I do appreciate that. I know you didn't have to respond, and you didn't have to be nice. So just let you know, I do appreciate you know, the respectful communication. Mr. Mullins, since our female brains cannot comprehend riddles in shorthand, could you please explain the grab a link, clear the ear, don't need to show your face? So, okay. So Guidance is asking, Tim, if you would be willing to come up and chat. And there's a way to turn off the camera so you don't have to show your face or anything like that. But if you choose to, the link's in the top of the in the top of the chat here. It's the StreamYard link. So it's your option, you know. What's the problem with being 100% transparent? Exactly. And I think, you know, even in for everything that we do, from our jobs to our life to our finances to our politics, to the way our governments run, you know, that's the one thing that I think is always, you know, one of the things that we strive for is transparency. And the more transparent we can be, the less room there is to have these conspiracy theories, you know. He's saying he didn't pay Cam. Did he not pay Cam $1,000? Did he only pay him $500? Or did he not give him anything, right? I would like to know. But just to let you know, Tim, I am reading everything that you're writing as you write it. I have not changed a word or anything like that. And I have not, I didn't post your stuff up for everybody to see. So you're not getting, you know, whatever, you know, I just want everything to be above board and fair and whatnot. So hopefully you respect that. The dark ones love quoting the Bible, even Satan. What does she say? Dark ones love quoting the Bible, even Satan disguised himself as an angel of light. Oh, very true. Very true. I would applaud a media manager to do so. Yep. Straight from the horse's donkey's mouth firsthand is always best. Yeah, right from the horse's mouth. Absolutely. Absolutely is always best. Always best. So anyways, just to give you guys some updates on that, and then we're going to go ahead and move forward with our topics. So just to remind everybody, if you guys would like to send a thank you card or, you know, get well soon card to Doug Live, P.O. Box 7250, Northport, Florida 34290. That would be the best way. So if you guys have not already sent him a, you know, get well soon card, you guys wanted to do something nice for him. I know many people were asking. That would be the best way. If you guys want to send him a gift card, or, you know, he has a Cashapp. I didn't get his Cashapp, so I'm not going to be able to post it. But if you guys would like to do something nice for Doug Live, you know, he is still recovering. I mean, he's got a long way to go, guys. I mean, he died. He was dead, you know. And another YouTuber is in jail and under hot water. We need to check his case to see if any additional charges were added. I think we're just there at the aggravated stalking and stuff like that at this point, but we'll check that out and see. Guys, there's also some new information. Many of you guys know that we ran the case with Alex Murdaugh, right? Remember Alec? He's now accused, 22 hours ago. Well, let's see. He's not guilty for the murder of his wife and son. So it sounds like he just went through the arraignment related to the new charges that he just got about his wife and son. Now they are exhuming the housekeeper's body to see if there was any foul play, because the death certificate stated that she died of natural causes, yet the police reports and everything said she fell on some stairs. So the she didn't have an autopsy. So the death certificate and the reports from the law enforcement do not work together. So they've requested that the family allow them to exhume the housekeeper's body. I don't know when that was done or if it's still waiting to be done. I'm not sure about that. I'll have to look into it. But it's been more than a year since Alec Murdaugh told police that he arrived at his home on its 1,770-acre estate in Islandton, South Carolina, and discovered the lifeless body of his wife and his son, Paul. They were both killed with two separate firearms. And on June 7, 2021, at that time, Alec Murdaugh was a respected and powerful attorney. Guys, this case here, like I said, when we first started going over it and everything like that, was, you know, had all those glamorous hallmarks of a movie, you know, one of those movies we watched where it's this powerful, prestigious man that has this, you know, this family legacy of prominence in the community. His family for 3 generations was that county's prosecutor, state or county prosecutor, and just really a prestigious last name, a prestigious family. And so you have the prestige, the legacy, the money, and murder. And it's not just one. Like, this is just, this story was made for TV. It really, truly was made for TV. He even tried to pay somebody to kill him. And a passerby said that they're not getting out to help him because they feel like it's a setup. Like, these are people that don't even know what the heck's going on, and said something doesn't feel right with him. And the first words out of their mouth was, "It feels like a setup." That's what they tell when they're calling this in. And he was shot in his head because he was trying to have somebody kill him so his his life insurance, $10 million, would go to his last son because he killed his whole entire family and the housekeeper, allegedly. So he's now facing his time in court. He had his arraignment for the new charges, and he pled not guilty. Murder victim Ron Goldman's sister. Let's see here. Murder victim Ron Goldman's sister wants Gabby Petito's family to talk about the media circus. The sister of a high-profile murder victim, Ron Goldman. If you guys remember, I think that's with the O.J. Simpson case, if I've got it correctly. I think Ron Goldman was dating O.J.'s wife and was murdered, allegedly by O.J., which was not convicted of that crime. I can't believe how long this family's gotten with all these murders. Yeah. And that is a good, because now they're looking into a childhood friend's murder from back in 2015. Like, there's a lot of death around this Alex Murdaugh. A lot of death. And I think they're going to have to go back for years to look at any connection. Like, this may be a closet serial killer. Seriously, this Alex Murdaugh could be a prestigious. I mean, we just talked about Todd Kohlhepp, right? Todd Kohlhepp was another guy, had a lot of money, pilot's license, properties in multiple states. He was a successful real estate broker that had his own outfit that employed many real estate agents in South Carolina. And then they find this woman locked on his property in a storage container cage that he was abusing. It's pretty crazy. I gotta be honest with you. So it's not uncommon for there being wealthy and well-to-do serial killers. So the sister of the high-profile murder victim, Ron Goldman, would like to speak with the family of Gabby Petito about the media frenzy surrounding the young woman's case. Kim Goldman, 50, a victim's advocate and author, launched a new podcast entitled Media Circus in June to explore the media coverage of high-profile crimes through conversation with the relatives of crime victims whose cases face intense media scrutiny. Now, she'd like to talk to the Petito's family and to offer them a platform to express themselves. I can guarantee they're probably not going to be expressing themselves anytime soon until after their court hearing is over. All the expression that they're going to be doing is going to be under their attorney. The Petito family was thrust into the spotlight last August after Petito, 22, vanished during a cross-country trip with her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, 23. Laundrie returned home to his parents' house in Florida before also vanishing. From there, a nationwide search to locate Petito and a manhunt for Laundrie captivated America and became one of 2021's biggest stories. And I can guarantee you there would be no point for media to be outside of their home shooting a house where nobody come out of. The only reason why we had media from all over the world, people from France, people from all these different countries overseas came there to interview Jonathan Lee Riches and myself about the work we were doing in front of that home. We brought in hundreds to thousands of people to show their respect for Gabby Petito and to have their voices heard in front of Brian Laundrie's home about how they felt. Her family have since used the platform provided by the notoriety about her case to advocate for other missing persons who have not received as much media attention as Petito. They and other advocates have criticized the media for focusing on the Petito's case while ignoring missing persons of color. Many of you guys know I came down very, very hard on WFLA, Fox 13, as well as Bay News 9, because I was I think it was 3 or 4 weeks after Gabby Petito's case, I was standing in front of Collin Knapp's house protesting because his Black girlfriend was missing and nobody was there. Nobody, no media, nobody. And I was out in the street passing out flyers on a live, condemning Bay News 9, condemning Fox 13, condemning WFLA for their lack of coverage, because she was a beautiful black girl. I even said, does she not have the blonde hair and blue eyes that you need to cover her? About an hour or two later, two reporters, one from Bay News 9 and one from WFLA did come out there. They spent all of 10 minutes or less out there, took a few pictures, took a few this, and that was it. That was it. They damn sure weren't standing out there like they were for Gabby Petito. It was sad. It was sad. The media circus is something that Kim would like to discuss with the family. I understand how that impacted their grief, Goldman told Fox News regarding them media circus. Did it help their case? Did it hurt their case? Did it have any, did having so much support benefit them? Did it lead the police on a wild goose chase that took them away from other legitimate leads? There are all these things that I think we need to pay attention to, she added. Our armchair detective, does that help or hinder? Well, in Gabby Petito's case, let me tell you something, lady. Gabby Petito's body would not have been found if it wasn't for Red, White, and Bethune, a YouTuber. Let me repeat that again. For all those people that don't believe what we do helps, let's talk about Red, White, and Bethune. They found Gabby. Without their help, Gabby could be still out there. We went there. We trucked through the rivers, the streams. We found her. We found her the last place she was. And it was sad. And it was in a weird place. That's all I can tell you. It didn't feel right. It felt staged. It felt staged. Absolutely. So let's hit continue. Our armchair detectives, does that help or hinder? And how can we do better at that? Goldman's life was changed in 1994 when her brother, Ron Goldman, 25, was killed alongside her friend, 35-year-old Nicole Brown Simpson, O.J. Simpson's former wife. The disgraced football star who charged in both of their murder was acquitted in 1995 after a contentious and high-publicized trial. 2 years later, Simpson was found liable for both Goldman and Brown's death in a civil court. Why is that so important? Because that is exactly what Gabby's family is doing now. But I don't think they're charging the dirty Laundrie parents with their murders. What they're doing is, I think they're taking this opportunity to expose the Laundrie's involvement, because people wanted to act like they were so freaking innocent, and they were not. They were not. Those parents are evil. Evil. Not near as evil as the Wells, but pretty damn close. Petito's remains were ultimately found in Wyoming after she was reported missing. Brian Laundrie's body was found in Florida Nature Preserve a few weeks after that and was determined to have died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The FBI determined in January that Laundrie was responsible for Petito's murder. A judge in a civil lawsuit brought by the Petito family against the Laundrie recently called the inaction of Laundrie's parents during the hunt as cruel, and I have to agree. We were out there and just begged them. We were like, we will leave. We will leave. We will never come back to the front of your house again if you just cooperate with law enforcement. We begged and pleaded with those parents, those POSs of parents that have done nothing but enable their criminal son to get away with all of his crimes, because he should have been arrested months prior to them ever even leaving for this trip. And that's the other part that nobody wants to talk about. The screams coming from their house before Gabby and Brian ever went on their trip. Neighbors described the fights that they heard from inside that house between Brian and Gabby. And those parents lived with him. So don't tell me if the neighbors can hear this going on, the parents couldn't. In a case which her family alleges his family failed to disclose information about their son or the whereabouts of Gabby. They have now requested every communication that they had with their daughter, that the Dirty Laundries had with their daughter. They want every communication that they've ever had. I don't know, if that's overly broad for this, but if they can bring a valid point as to why they need all this time, maybe it's to show a pattern. Maybe that they might be able to get by with requesting and actually be granted if they try to stonewall. I'll give a boilerplate response. Oh. Okay, and just for clarification, Tim Mullen did write back and he said, one last time, I'm working. As I have said numerous times, I have not paid a penny to anyone. I have not passed money to anyone from someone else. I am not being paid by the Wells or being paid by anyone else to assist the family. So that's Tim Mullen's statement. I wanted to make sure that I read that verbatim to each and every one of you. That is directly from Tim Mullen, from the conversation I had related to whether Cam was paid by Tim Mullen, how I would like to know that may change my perspective on the information coming from Cam and Allie. And Tim has stated that he has not paid anybody a dime. He has not collected money from somebody else and just, moved the money to them. He hasn't paid anything. He hasn't been involved in any finances. So I just wanted to make sure that his statement was read for the audience. And again, thank you, Tim, for taking your time and being courteous with me and responding to my questions. I do appreciate that. So interesting stuff from Gabby Petito's stuff. Not a whole lot going on with Codi's case, Codi Bigsby. Many of us know that Dolly Vision is actively searching for him. This is not too far from his house. I mean, it's a little far because I think he said he was stuck in traffic like 2 hours trying to get to that press conference from Corey's side of the family, which was very disingenuous to me, very upsetting to me, because they were talking about a $25,000 reward for Cody, the son that's missing. But the whole entire press conference, I think they said one sentence related to the reward, and the rest of it was pleading their case for the public. They didn't care about Cody. All they cared about is Corey. They didn't show one picture, not one photo of Cody in that entire hour and some odd press conference. All they did is bitch. Now, you know what? I'm not sure how I would feel. Because of this kind of profession, being on YouTube and covering true crime, I'm skeptical. I realize the ugly of people. I realize the ugliness. I never knew. I have to be honest with you. I never looked into the statistics of parents doing horrible things to their children. I never looked at the mere statistics. And they are disgusting. But now I know if somebody in my family was accused of that, I wouldn't, I would want them to know that I love them. I'm there to support them any way that I can, that I do not. I would express if I thought they did it, I would let them know whether it broke their heart or not, because I'm just that kind of person. I'm not there to break their heart, but I want them to know that this is how I feel, but they're still my family. I still love them, and I still want to make sure that they're represented the best that they can possibly be represented. But to come out and to say that this is a racial issue when the chief of police is Black, It just sounds disingenuous to me. I'm sorry. It really does. And it wasn't well taken by me. I don't think it was well taken by a lot of people. And not only that, they're in a completely different state. They don't have the information that Corey's neighbors provided law enforcement. There's a reason why law enforcement is determining that he has more information than he does. There's a reason. Okay? These people are from wherever, DC, Maryland area, and he's in Virginia, and they didn't visit him. They didn't even come out here to search for the missing child, but they're complaining that he hasn't had an opportunity to search for his missing child. Well, if he didn't have an opportunity to search for Cody, why didn't you guys come down and search for him? You guys can come down for a press conference beating up on law enforcement, but good day. Good day. Can't go look for your family member. Can't go formulate a search party for your family member. It doesn't make sense to me. Meanwhile, we have search parties from people that aren't even relatives, don't even know this family, out there each and every week posting flyers and, getting out there, trying to find any information they can and relaying that information over to law enforcement. Dolly Vision is going out there in the woods. He's going out there to search a quarter mile of woods. And I can guarantee you, he thinks it's cakewalk. He's like, I'm going to cordon this off and cordon this off. It's going to be, I'm telling you guys, I've done this work. I mean, Powell and Miranda was no joke. And it's harder than it looks. It's hotter than it looks. It's more difficult than it looks. It's easy. It's easy watching it on the screen. It's a whole different story being out there and doing it. And it kills you. The heat, the walking, the searching, it's not cakewalk. It's not easy. It's not. It's just not. I'm still also, monitoring the Serenity McKinney case. We're watching that. Now, I have not gone into the docket yet. I'm going to start adding the dockets to my research in the morning before I get started. But outside of the parents being arrested, and the most recent news we had of her was she was found. She was found. She was recovered, and she was, to the best of my knowledge, finally laid to rest. So a very sad story. But we do want to see what's going on with the case and with her parents. And I just wanted to let you know she's not out of my mind. She's never been out of my mind. None of these babies are ever out of my mind. And I am monitoring this case. I am monitoring and I will be monitoring the docket. I got to set it up. I got to set up the search, and we'll start monitoring that docket, and I'll keep you guys apprised of any kind of court hearing that's coming up. And if we can be there or have somebody or, run a live with that court hearing, I will make sure that we do that on this channel. Harmony Montgomery, another little girl that her parents are in jail. They just had that search warrant executed on their prior apartment she lived in with her father and her stepmother. Both stepmom and father are both in custody and behind bars. There were several additional charges that Adam Montgomery received after them going into that house. They have stated, law enforcement, they being law enforcement, has stated publicly that they do not believe she is alive. They took floorboards, tiles, door handles, faucets, drywall, and a refrigerator as evidence from that apartment. So we are still monitoring this case very closely to see if we can find any information related to the forensics that were obtained by those items. We have not received them yet. Did the monster have the second baby in jail? You're talking about Serenity McKinney's mom. We need to look into that. I don't know. I don't know that answer. Let me put it on my list, and I will start looking. I don't know. I wish I had the answer for you, but I really don't. But I will start looking into that. I know that's not the first time that question's been asked, so we will. Did she have the baby? It's on the list, so I will start seeing what I can find out. I may not have the answer by tomorrow, but I definitely. Oh, Timmy D's case. Thank you, Elsie. You know what, Elsie? Ronnie in here is working on Timmy D's case, and actually gave me Timmy D's mom. I need to get her on here and discuss this. Actually, let me go ahead and put that down. Because I've been so busy with all this other stuff, and then of course my travels. And like I said, I'm heading to Tampa tomorrow, Timmy D's. But we need to get working. Maybe you and Ronnie can coordinate getting some information on this, and we'll bring it on this platform and help bring awareness to his case. It's another one that's not a good case, but there's a little more elements that are involved in that. So we'll see, what's going on. Okay. And we went over the timeline and the disappearance. So just for those people that are tuning in that don't really know a lot about the Harmony Montgomery, this is one that she wasn't reported missing until like a year or two after she was last seen. It was a crazy case, just horrible. I mean, they did studies about this case because a judge put her in her father's custody, and nobody can understand how this judge would even remotely think that this was a good situation, because he was a felon, not only just a felon, a violent felon with drug history and no proof of being clean, no proof, no home inspection, no home check to make sure that the house was even suitable for Harmony, but got her anyways. And she was blind in one eye, folks. She was blind in one eye. Maybe we'll just play this. We'll have
Our fleet is loaded and ready to go. Mainly Tubbs Truckloads of Savings event is here. It takes a convoy to deliver.
Just a sad story of a little girl that went missing and has not been found since, and nobody's really. Hey, Blue Eyes, nice to see you. Hey, Steph, nice to see you. What makes me mad? What makes me mad is the guy going through crap with his ex-wife, and she is unstable harm. Yes, justice for Vaughan. We are going to start covering that. Probably, I know MGL and Justice for All have been covering that intensely and immensely, but I'm going to start looking through the Justice for Vaughan. MGL actually told me about this. I think like a day or two after she ran her first thing, and we've been talking about it. It's crazy, but I just haven't. And the reason it's not that I'm not interested in this situation and don't want to help. It has nothing to do with it. I just haven't had time. As soon as I'm done with this weekend, I'll have more time to devote. Well, actually, I have like 1 week to devote to it, and then we're going to be switching gears and going to Emmett Till's. And then after the second week of August, I will be able to kind of cover the case a little bit more. But it's just hard to study and research, multiple cases all at once. So it's kind of throwing me off a little bit because I've got so many things coming up. I had things, it's just been crazy. I knew I had a lot of stuff going on at the end of July and the beginning of August. So it's like 1 month is gone. I don't really have a lot of time to study this stuff with. So I will be getting with both MGL and Justice for All to kind of get a rundown of the timeline and everything. So when I start, covering it, I'll be as factual as possible on here. So Dylan Rounds, nothing really new from what we've heard. Many of you guys heard me read the motion for detention that came from the FBI to the district court. It was actually quite shocking, the information that was obtained by that record and by the record of the special agent that provided the affidavit in support of the motion for detention. Very, very eye-opening to me, to say the least. Let's see. Love is blind. We don't want to admit it or know that someone we can love can be capable of anything so horrible. And that is the problem I have, with Corey's family. They're so adamant that he's innocent that they're not even looking at the fact that he may have contributed. They know and acknowledge that he left those young children at home. Now, just remember, Codi had just turned 4. That means his brother was only 4 years old watching a 4 years old watching a 3-year-old and 2 1-year-olds by himself for hours on end. And Corey's family is like, oh, well, he just left them. Nobody got hurt. Are you kidding me? There's a missing child that nobody has found. What do you mean nobody got hurt? What do you mean nobody got hurt? Did you guys forget Cody's missing? And they're clergy. They're clergy. And you care more about your brother than you do your nephew. And you're clergy. Shame on you. Shame on you. Sick. So Michael Vaughan, obviously is still missing. We are going to work on trying to get, Eve, and I've still got to go back through another session. I only had one session with Eve covering this case, and I got a lot of information from the case. So we are going to go back and review this case again and keep, just peeling a little bit away. JLR actually had some information that he exposed about the media person for Brandy Neal, and it doesn't look good. I don't know if you guys saw it or not. Oh, Stony, hey, my friend. I hope everything is going well for you. Let me see if I can find it. If I can find it, give me just a second. Let me go to JLR's page. Let's see if I can find it. There was a post on his community tab. Sorry, guys. Give me just a second. Here it is. Let me pull this up. So, hey, Elsie. Hold on just a second. So, Jonathan, 3 days ago says, holy smokes, it gets even worse with Michael Vaughan case. The family PR spokesperson, Lana Westbrook, has a son with a Lana Westbrook has a son with a man named Justin Lee Birdsong, who is currently out on parole for lewd acts. Right here. Let me see if I can. Okay. I don't know if I can. I don't know how to expand. I guess it doesn't allow me to. But right here, minors under 16 years of age. Minors under 16 years of age. Hey, LC, what's shaking, bacon?
I just got an Amber Alert or public alert, so to speak, just now.
Oh, really? For what? What area?
Public safety message for missing person Karen Miller, last location 129 Country Path Road, wearing red pants, flowery shirt, and black bag. If you seen, please call 911. That was just about 5 minutes ago.
And what area is that for the audience?
I don't know. It don't say on the Amber Alert because it just asked me to okay the public safety.
Oh, well, then it's got to. If you got an Amber Alert, it's most likely in your. It's most likely in your state. Let me just look. You said Karen Miller.
Yeah, Karen Miller on 129 Country Path Road, wearing red pants and a flowery shirt, black bag. If seen, please call 911.
Country. So tell me that again. Country.
129.
I got that. Just country what? Country Club
Path Road.
Okay. Country Club Road, and we don't know what state that's in.
Well, I mean, it says public safety message, and I'm in Tennessee, so.
Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, it hasn't gone out on the wire yet.
It's just a public safety message.
Yeah. Wow.
Red
if I could put her photo up here so people could see, but I can't even find anything on here to post a photo of her.
Well, I could share. I think I could share it to you. Hold on. It's in text.
Yeah. Why don't you send it to my text and I'll
I don't remember how to do this.
I know, right?
I'm working 2 devices here.
I know. I do the same thing.
I think it's saved. So back to you on your personal text. Should pop up that. Save. Well, where'd it go? But other than that, yes, I just contacted Timmy Dees' mother. I'm trying to get her more interviews on Timmy Dees' case, but I do want to update everybody that we just had I didn't go, but she gone a march July the 17th, and it went successfully for spreading awareness. More than 50 people was there.
Very good. Very good.
Trying to get this over here, but it was again save image. Already saved. Okay. Go to
You're
images.
welcome, April.
Okay. You. There, check your text message to the number you gave me.
Well, I just
As
got
well as while you're checking that, I'm trying to grow my community page, y'all. If I can get 215 more people, I can finally post awareness on my page.
okay. All right. Well, we will. Can you send me your link too? I can't get it off here. Let me see if I can find you on here real quick.
And I also got a video where I was boots on the ground, July the 15th for Summer Wells, y'all, for the apple of the tree falling of maybe catching Candus in Dandridge, Tennessee. So if y'all want to go check out that video as well.
Gotcha. Wait just a second. Here we go.
I just sent it in private chat for you on that.
Oh, you did? Okay. I just was looking at it. That's why I pulled it out. Okay, there we go.
But yeah, I'm not trying to overwhelm myself with asking the wrong thing. I'm trying to get the community page so I can start posting flyers and information on a community tab that everybody's told me about. But until I get 500, I can't do anything.
Gotcha. Well, I just posted your link in the chat for people if they'd like to go over there and review your videos and sub up, they can.
And I will get back at you if I can get Barbara to answer me about it.
I've got Timmy's mom's number. I just haven't had it. And I get all these things coming in all at once, and I actually promised Ronnie I would reach out to her, and time has not afforded me. I mean, I'm sure there was time afforded, but it wasn't in my brain at the time. But I've got MEDs on the list now, so I will start trying to actively reach out.
And then I got an update on Jessie Wilfon was found deceased, and her mother is grieving, but she's grateful for everybody's support and prayers and all.
Can you send me the name of that case too, if you have a link for it? Because I haven't covered that at all.
What?
Can you send me the link on that case? Can you send me some information about that case? Because
I can send it to you in text.
Okay, yeah, please do, because I haven't even covered that case, and I'd like to look into it.
Well, it's over. She just got a battle of a court, and the people was arrested for Jessie Wilfon's death.
Yeah, they were arrested, but the case is far from over. Usually when they're arrested, the case is just beginning.
Yeah, the battle is next.
Yep. And finding out what really happened. That's what, like even with Summer Wells, once people are put in handcuffs for whatever happened to her, it doesn't, we don't stop there. Like we're going to follow, just like Gabby Petito was just in the courthouse for the motion to dismiss. And this is where it just begins.
I'm still following, and I've got contact with the mother. So that's what I'm saying. I'm doing everything I could possibly do. I'm just trying to grow a community page so I can get it out there to others.
Gotcha. Perfect. Well, let me know how I can help. We just posted.
Well, do you have a Facebook link that you can send me in the text?
Yeah, I'll send you my private. I need to set up a Bullhorn Betty page. I haven't done it yet. I've been a little lazy, and I need to start running that because, I see a lot of people have been trying to friend me up, and I just won't let anybody into my private page. I don't mind. I've met you personally, so it's a little different. So, but most people, I feel bad, but I just don't want people in my private Facebook.
Yeah, if anybody wants to come to my Facebook, it's Julie A. Bradford. The same avatar that's on here is the same on the Facebook page link.
Perfect.
Just shoot me a message. I got mine fixed private as well because I'm doing the best I can to keep everybody in order.
Right, it's hard, and the bigger you grow, the more hate you're going to get. So just buckle up, Buttercup.
Well, Facebook on there, I've got like 50 players or more on there. But the point is you got to be careful who you adjust with.
Yep, absolutely, as with any social media platform.
But anyways, thank you for the time to come up. That alert I just sent you in text, so I don't know if it's going to pop up another alert here in a minute or not. But I just wanted to
if it cancels out, just send me another text that they found her or something like that. That'd be great.
Tennessee's
You
slow.
know, I mean, if it's written,
I'm just gonna tell you, Tennessee's
not to
slow.
make you go searching and everything like that, but if you get a notification that she's been found safe, just throw that out.
All right. Well, thank you all for checking me out and supporting my channel. And of course, me and Betty met in person.
Yep.
And we had a great event for Summer Wells and stuff. Yep. And that's where I come from on this. But on the other hand, I've watched her channel for months, and even back when she was protesting with the Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie story. So,
yeah. Well, we appreciate the love and support, Elsie.
All right. Well, I'm out of here. Peace out. Love everybody in here. We'll let her get back to her show. And I wish she had the boar horn on here so she could shout it out on that machine.
It's in the car. The battery's popped out. I need to keep it out of the car because it's plastic, and I think I'm gonna have a problem with the little thing shutting down the batteries now because it's been in the heat so long. So I'm waiting for a new bullhorn. I have an angel donor that's going to be donating a souped up bullhorn.
Well, everybody, don't forget Michael and Vaughan Monkeys. He's coming around the corner for 1 year on him on the 27th of this month of July. So please do not forget about Monkey.
Yeah. We'll have to do something. I wish he wasn't so far away. He's in Idaho, and maybe we might do
I got connections with Brandy too, so.
Yeah, but I need to open it up for sponsorship because I want to get my boots on the ground out there, and I've got to find a way to afford the trip out there because it's not something that I'm going to be able to drive. It's too far. I've got to fly and get a rental car and get a place to stay. So it's going to be like that. The cost is going to be through the roof.
Yeah.
But I need to get
money, and money costs us a new pair of shoes.
Yeah, right. All right, love. Come back again.
I'm out of here. Love you all. Thank you all for respecting me to come up, and let's get it out there as warriors.
You got it. You take care. Keep doing you. Oh, she's sweet. She worked her little butt off, man. She was out there in the heat with us she actually stayed at the hotel I was staying at, and she worked her little rear end off. We were all out there. It was hot. It was muggy. We were just hustling and, trying to meet everybody and say hi to everybody because people did come out there to say hi to us, and I'm like sweating. And I remember she went to pull me. I'm like, I'm just trying to work here. I don't have time to meet people. And I'm like, oh, that was weird. So I went over there and just started, talking to everybody a little bit. And then I had to go back to work. So that's what kind of drove us a little behind schedule, but that's okay. That's okay. We did it. We made it. It was a wonderful event. We had just a mixed emotions. We had the crying, we had the laughing. It was sad. We were trying to just do what we could. And, there's nothing wrong. It was an enjoyable event. It wasn't an unenjoyable event. So we'll leave it at that. And then when all the haters kept saying, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And then when that didn't happen, when they were, have egg all over their face, then they wanted to talk down about the event for, it doesn't, who cares, right? If people came together to honor a 6-year-old child that's been missing for over a year, what could be wrong with that? How could anybody hate that? How could anybody hate that? You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Anyways. So we're coming and this is so important that you guys need to know about. And this comes back to why I always talk about the last person that was seen with a victim. Many of you guys may or may not remember this case. Kristen Smart. Kristen Smart is finally getting justice 26 years later. You heard me. That is correct. 26 years later, she's finally getting her justice. The man that she was last seen with was the person that was now arrested in connection with her murder, and his father as an accessory after the fact. His father helped him cover it up. His father helped him cover it up. So I'm just going to let you guys, I'm just going to read the stuff. So Kristen Smart's trial. Paul Flores, father's attorney trying to poke holes in decade-old
The White House is
murder.
aware that a tidal wave is about to hit them.
Judge Janine is back with the hit series Who Is
I guess
Hunter
they're probably
Biden?
going to have a little
Streaming
video. We
now,
might as well just sit here
only
and
on
watch.
Fox Nation.
In another trial, opening arguments begin today in the trial for the murder of college
I've met
freshman
her.
Kristen Smart. That was 26 years after she disappeared. Her body was never found. Suspect Paul Flores was last seen with her on the campus of California Polytechnic State University in San Luis Obispo in May of 1996. And then in November of 1997, Flores refused to answer questions in 2002. The Smart family declared Kristen legally dead. Then you fast forward to February 2020. That's when authorities searched 4 locations and found, quote, items of interest. March 2021, investigators searched Paul Flores' father's property. April 2021, Paul Flores and his father, Ruben, were taken into custody, charged with murder. They pleaded not guilty, and that brings us to today. There's a murder trial without a body. Is there enough evidence to convict? Well, let's bring in attorney Misty Maris. How do you see this when you don't have a body and you have these two who said 26...
I find this interesting, and here's why. Because this is some of these cases that we're coming up against, right? I hope that Summer Wells doesn't take 26 years to finally, have a trial in absentia, right? But if it has to happen for her, if it has to happen for Harmony, if it has to happen for Cody, do it. Do it. I don't think people want to wait 26 years for justice. But maybe it takes 26 years to get justice. I don't know. I don't know. But we're going to find out. What is it doing that?
Years later, they are just claiming that they are not guilty.
Yeah, good morning. Well, this is going to be a really tough case because, as you said, there's no body. In any homicide case, the body is the best piece of evidence. It will tell you how somebody died, where somebody died, and when somebody died. So whenever there's a no-body murder case, it can be incredibly difficult to prove because prosecutors have to rely on circumstantial evidence.
Now, her explanation explains why prosecutors don't like to go these routes with circumstantial evidence. Does it mean that they can't? Oh, I don't know what just happened. Does it mean that they can't go, do these trials? No. You can be successful, absolutely successful at trying these cases, but you have to paint the picture that it could have been nobody else. We're going to continue to listen to this. I'm probably going to have to listen to a commercial again. Sorry about that, guys.
In another trial, opening arguments begin today in the trial for the murder of college.
Somebody died and when somebody died. So whenever there's a no-body murder case, it can be incredibly difficult to prove because prosecutors have to rely on circumstantial evidence. Now, in this case, it's 26 years ago, so there's another added challenge to proving the case beyond a reasonable doubt because now you have aged evidence, you have witnesses whose memories will be able to be compromised, especially when they're cross-examined on the stand. So it's an incredibly difficult case. But keep in mind, there's a gag order. We don't know exactly what evidence is going to be presented in front of the jury.
Gag order, very important. That's why I asked. Andrew this morning if there was a gag order on the case. He believed, like for Allie and Hunter, he believes at one time there was, and he doesn't know if there is one now because Allie hasn't been speaking to him.
And whether or not that circumstantial evidence is going to come to the level of proof beyond a reasonable doubt.
This is obviously pretty unusual to have a trial that's taking place 26 years later. The family of Kristen Smart, they've never been able to have closure on this. They did declare her legally dead, which was obviously a very tough decision, but they have never had justice. So the added complications of the time lapse of 26 years, how does that factor in?
Yeah, that's going to be a huge factor, and the defense is really going to focus on that aspect. But there was a podcast. Remember, this case has aged. A lot of the evidence that we're going to hear will be from the initial investigation. That's going to include inconsistent statements by Paul Flores about a black eye that he had. It's going to include that cadaver dogs did smell death around the area in his room where this allegedly took place, according to prosecutors.
That's the gentleman 26 years later. That is the last person that was with Kristen Smart while she was intoxicated and walking off with her.
All of that. But there is new evidence. So this podcast generated interest. New witnesses came forward. There was an excavation of the land in Ruben Flores' house. They found a casket-sized hole, and there was blood there. Now, defense is going to say that this dirt was replaced there because of excavation of another yard, and that it might not be human blood. But all of this new evidence, we don't exactly know what's going to come forward. So there may be enough. It just depends on how much circumstantial evidence really there is from witness testimony from a forensic standpoint, and also whether or not it's super vulnerable on cross-examination. But I do have to say, the family, they of course want closure. This is such a long time to await for justice. And guess what? We're going to see a lot of experts. We're going to see a lot of witnesses. That's what you see in circumstantial cases. And this trial likely to last 4 months. So we're going to see a lot.
We certainly will. We'll probably see more of you as well. Missy Maris, thank you for joining us today.
So there you go. That's Kristen Smart. That's just gearing up. This has all been transpiring just in the last few days. And yes, 26 years, this man and his father have been able to live their life as if nothing happened. Meanwhile, this young girl that disappeared 26 years ago, her family has been dying, seeking answers in what happened to her and, where she went. And they still don't have her. They still don't have her. And it appears that she was moved from that grave site. That's what they're alleging, is that she was actually dug up and moved later. Once the smoke cleared, they wanted to get her away from the property. And they did just that, allegedly, according to what prosecutors believe and detectives believe that happened. So, I really hope that she is found. If she was buried once, she's buried again. I wish we had more technology in the, the ground sonar stuff. That stuff's really interesting. Where they take this machine, it looks like almost like a vacuum cleaner, and it shoots down like sonar, like frequencies into the ground, and it can actually map what's under the ground. And they're very familiar with what ground looks like, and they can't tell what's down there, but they can see that there is I don't know, like a hole underground that could be the size of a human or whatever. It's really good technology. I wish they had I hope it advances at one point where they can do that from like a drone, where they can go and cover large areas and be able to pick up those pockets under the ground and with that drone. And I believe that capability shapes. Thank you, April. But I believe that capability will be one day able to do that by drone, where it sends the signal and they can find those pockets and shapes and color contrast. Yeah, but I want it deep, like even those drones now, they can do the color contrast on the ground, on the above ground, but they can't get below the ground. And below the ground, I think, is very important because that's where a lot of these people are probably at. And those pockets stay there even long after the person doesn't. So, where there's going to be some kind of forensic, it has to be forensically investigated, where they dig it up bit by bit and put it in that those shakers where they try to find all the fine little fragments and bones and stuff like that. That's what they're going to end up having to do. But these, that sonar, they don't use, they do use it, but they don't use it enough, because in a lot of these cases, they don't even know where to begin. If they have an area, if they know, for example, that you might be under a slab, like a concrete slab, like what's alleged for Rose Bly, they can take this machine over that slab and see if there's any pockets up under that slab that aren't consistent. Because when you lay a slab down, it's it's constructed very specifically. They dig up the area, they pack it down, then they have because you want draining layers under it. So you have gravel, you have sand, you have stuff that when the water absorbs into it, it sinks and gets it away, so you don't have standing water. There is a way that they do that. They have a specific way of doing that. So there should always be layers of material there. So when you have a pocket, an empty pocket on something that's been compressed, something's not right. So those are the above ground sonar, the one that looks like a little vacuum cleaner that you roll over, the ground, is pretty, it's really neat. But you have to have it's only, like the box is like the head of a vacuum cleaner. So, if they had one that was like, that you could drive on I don't know, what is those big farm equipment things and do a huge layer at once, that would be, more in line with what needs to happen, especially in larger areas. But if you don't have that, you're stuck with this little machine, and trying to do 1,000 acres, it would take years, right? It would take years. I saw that on Oak Island. Yeah. I don't know what Oak Island is, but yeah. The technology looks for depressions. Thank you, Miss Robin. Thank you. That's the proper terminology. It looks for depressions. Yeah, tractor size. I haven't seen one that's that size yet. And, that would be something that I would like to see, a tractor size one for like Summer Wells, when that big nothing, those grounds. I'd like to see something go over it. But I think if they can try to harness some of that into like a, what did I say? Why can't I think of the darn name? I hate when I get these hiccups. A drone. That would change everything. That would change everything. Something that can cover a large, and then they can just take the prints and say, okay, here's a spot, here's a spot, here's a spot, here's a spot, here's a spot. Let's excavate all these spots, right? That's when we can really do some dents into some of these cases. Because I believe a lot of these people are underground, not above ground, including Summer Wells, including Michael Vaughan, and including Codi Bigsby, along with Harmony Montgomery. But I just wanted to bring that because, why are you bringing up Kristen Smart? It's a 26-year-old case. Is because it's just now. I mean, you heard 2020 was when they finally made the arrest. 2021, they were getting additional evidence and going out there and found some interesting evidence. Gag order. Excuse me. We don't know what, we have no clue what they found. But clearly it was something enough to charge the son and the father with accessory after the fact. And this is what I tell you guys. Our children can do some horrible things. They can do some horrible things. It is our job as parents to teach our children. When they make a mistake, they have to answer for that mistake. We all do, right? We all do. If I go out and drive my car and injure somebody with my car, I have to take responsibility for that. And that's why I have insurance on my car, right? If somebody robs a bank, they have to take responsibility for that. They have to do their time. Can they change? Yes. Let's hope they do, right? Let's hope they get their crap together and never have to do this again. Because to be honest with you, me as a taxpayer, I'd like our prisons empty. It saves us a boatload of money. Like it's $100,000 a year. It's between $50,000 to $100,000 a year for every single inmate we house. So I would like them never to be rearrested, right? I'd like them to go in, do their time, get out, change their life, and get right with, become productive members of society, because it helps us. It helps us when our criminals become productive members of society instead of criminals. I advocate for that. I advocate for that. But here you've got a father that's willfully, now a father that I haven't looked in their backgrounds yet. So, the father may have been a past criminal and, son's just following in his footsteps. Fruit doesn't fall too far from the tree. It also could be a father that doesn't want to see his son go to jail for the rest of his life. But you don't put yourself in legal jeopardy to help your son that way. You know what you do? You get your son an attorney, and you have the attorney help your son. And you sit in the background and support your son or daughter. But when your children do wrong, they have to answer for it, just like everybody else. There's no point in sending yourself to jail. You're no good being in jail right along with your family member. You can't help them being in jail right next to them. So don't help them cover up a crime. Don't help them cover up a crime. Even if you don't want to say anything to law enforcement, you don't want to do anything, fine. Turn your back. Turn your back. But don't get involved. It's one thing to know. It's another thing to participate. We have a missing person. I'm Daphne, Alabama. Brittany Wood, 10 years. She's never been found. Most family. I'm prison for sex family. Most families in prison for ST. Wow. Wow. Brittany Woods. Interesting. I advocate for corporate jobs for felons. It's not just enough to get a job. They need careers. I absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? I never even knew about that until many people, you guys, everybody knows about Tropicana. Tropicana is right here in my hometown. It was built right here in my hometown. The owner of Tropicana, back when he opened his corporation, actually went out to our county jail and pulled the criminals out, the felons out, and told them that he was willing to give them a job for a career. He changed many of those convicts' lives for the better. And not just that, but gave them a job that had retirement, a pension. These are not just, crap jobs. He gave them an opportunity to have a crap job and work their way up. And I think more corporations need to be like that, because you know what? This is a never-ending cycle, especially for felons that want to change their life, that actually want to do better. They prevent them from they keep them down. You know what I'm saying? They keep them down. I'm all about lifting people up, not keeping them down. If they really want to change their lives, give them the tools to change their life, because it's better for everyone involved. Everyone involved. I actually absolutely advocate for that. But I absolutely advocate that you must be held accountable. You have to walk through it to get to the other side. If you're not willing to do that, don't tell me you're trying to change. Because you got to first be held accountable for what you have done. You have to repent what you have done. And you have to change from where you were. That's my 2 cents. That's awesome. That's awesome. We needed more corporations like that. Because you know what? It's better for everybody if people have great jobs. Because a lot of these people are felons because they can't get the money to support their families. They rob, steal, and we've all been there. None of us became felons because of it. We did it the right way. Some people don't think like that. And sometimes they come from bad families. They come from lack of education. They come from abusive households, drugs, alcohol. They don't know how to be a responsible adult. They don't know how to be a productive member of society because everybody that they've been around has not been. Everybody that these are taught behaviors. These criminals typically didn't become criminals because their family life was great. Now don't get me wrong. There are outliers. There are exceptions to the rules. There are families that were absolutely amazing, great families that did their best to raise their children right and still had problems with their child. But a lot of these people in our jails, there is a common theme. Many of them, first and foremost, have a broken family, and many of them don't even know who their own father is. Fathers are important. Teaching a young man to be a real man is important. Not a gangster, not a slinger, a real man. That is not being a real man. That's being a thug. That's being a thug. Real men don't need to go sling drugs on the corner. You know what they do? They start their own business and start mowing yards, doing something, picking up trash, cleaning people's yards, cleaning people's junk out. Honest work, and work their way up and invest in themselves. That's what real men do. That's what real women do as well. But a lot of these criminals come from broken homes. It's a common theme. Very rarely do you go in there. I mean, you do go in there where, you know, mom and dad were, good people and did nothing wrong, tries to raise their children right, and still their children drifted into the wrong path for whatever reason. Betty, her uncle, killed himself with her gun. Her car was at the house and she had a very young daughter. Everyone believes he killed her. Wow. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. We'll have to look into that. We'll have to look into Brittany Wood. I think that's about it, guys. I think that's about all I've got to discuss. We had the link up. I'll throw the, hold on, give me just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail here, and I'll throw up the phone link. If you guys do have, okay, the phones are on, by the way. If you guys have any questions, have any comments to make, I know we went really long today, but I knew we were going to go really long today. Because we had a lot of stuff to cover. I don't know, Julie Marshall, law enforcement for which case? We covered like 6 of them today. Yeah, 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Shake, shake. So if you guys would like to call in, give me your thoughts. Otherwise, we will, close it up, and I'll be back either later this afternoon or in the morning. I'm going to be doing a lot of studying today, a lot of working on looking into some stuff, and, for all the cases we've been covering, and a few new ones. Our work is never done. And we have to mix in lower profile cases with our higher profile cases, guys. We have to, because if we're all here to advocate for victims, we need to support me when I give lower profile cases. When I'm talking about cases that aren't, mainstream or, have a lot of notoriety to it, because this platform really is to give all victims an opportunity to be, to be seen on here. And if you guys only come here for Summer Wells, then we're tanking this platform for what we're designing it to do, which we all agreed to do, So when we cover Codi Bigsby and cover Michael Vaughan and cover something like Timmy Dees, and people are probably scratching their head and saying, who's Timmy Dees, right? It's because we're not covering him, but he needs to be covered. He needs exposure. So when we bring new cases here, even if it's not a case you want to hear about, watch it, because we need to expose these cases. This is Betty.
Hi, Betty.
Hey.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, I just wanted to let you know, this is off topic here, and I just wanted to let you know I called in last night to Dolly to save you.
Oh, you're my savior. Thank you. I appreciate it.
This is Shar from Ohio.
Thank you, Shar. I appreciate it. Yeah,
You're very welcome.
I gave you a huge shout out at the beginning of my show, so I appreciate it. I loved your kind words. You were very sweet.
Yes, and actually, I'm always late to your live, so I think you're 3 hours in. But I do have a case that I come across yesterday online. And it's only 40 miles from my home, actually. His name is Austin Lauer.
Can you spell his last name for me?
Lauer.
Okay.
And he is not in any news. He's not on Google. He's not on any news articles, no newspapers, no radio stations, no nothing. He had only been missing as of yesterday for 3 days, or he's not missing. The Sandusky, Ohio police have deemed him to be a runaway. He's a 12-year-old autistic boy.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually taken in by a couple named Taylor Roberts and Tyler Litz, Litz.
And Taylor Roberts, and what was the other one?
Tyler Litz, Litz.
Okay.
And the mom lives in Lorain, Ohio, which is only about 45 minutes from Sandusky, Ohio. And supposedly the cops have already went to the home, and they couldn't retrieve him or something or other. They gave him excuses or something like that. But today, supposedly, they were supposed to get a warrant for this Taylor Roberts.
Yeah. Hey, let me cut you short. I got somebody at my door. I'll be right back. Just sit tight.
Hey, I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
You got my email. I got yours. So have a good day.
I literally have a live show. That's fine right now. All right. My neighbor was coming to tell me my antenna fell, in addition to my fence. So everything's just falling around here. Let's see here. Okay. Sorry about that.
All right, Betty.
Thank you, Shar.
All right, Betty. Yes, you have my email. I got yours. Like I said, they're supposed to have a warrant out to go arrest the Taylor Roberts this morning. But the creators that are doing this case doesn't expect them to have the warrant or do anything other than find him missing. The mother's trying the best to go and get her son, but they're not giving her son up. He has no cell phone. He doesn't even know how to use a cell phone. This and that, everything. And so these two creators are saying if they do not do this warrant today, that they are going to put matters in their own hands.
Ooh, well, tell them to be careful with that kind of talk. You know, law enforcement will act. So we don't want anybody getting themselves in trouble trying to advocate. We always want to be above the law. And, not above the law, but we always want to follow the law,
Well, they're working with the mom. Yeah. So, it's her child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to me, how illegal is that if the mom has a diagnosis of an autistic 12-year-old and they don't go and retrieve her?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
I agree.
But I wanted to let you know those two things, that I definitely voted you off, or voted you to stay safe, on the island. And
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yes, and I've been giving you some shout outs on different channels here lately where
Thank you.
been a lot of
That's so
there's
sweet.
been a lot of bad things happening, and it's taken the focus off of what true crime is really meant to be.
I agree.
So,
I agree. 100%.
So I've been trying to focus on the actual the positive and trying to I don't believe in toxic environments, and so that's just me.
I appreciate it, Shar. Thanks again. We appreciate the love and support. Thank you. God bless you.
God bless you. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Listen, I've got some things to do around. Vote BHB to stay. Yeah, she saved me. I wasn't even walking the plank yet. So we love that. That was very sweet of her. Very kind words last night on Dolly Vision. So guys, listen, I'm going to run. God bless each and every one of you. Take care. And I will hopefully be back later today. I don't want to make any promises because every time I think later today, then I start studying and researching, and then I forget that I'm supposed to go live, and next thing I know, the day's gone. So if I come back live today, I will. If not, we'll see you guys here tomorrow morning. Take care and God bless. Bye.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.